World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4861, Ghost Abyss Shade. Chen Shang controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths to fly over, and at the same time kept an eye on it. Although Guoling Shay didn't seem malicious now, Chen Shang had to beware of her. The one flying now is the divine mirror of 6 paths, and Guoling Shay is on the divine mirror of 6 paths. If she makes a move suddenly, Chen Shang can only immediately retract into the divine mirror of 6 paths. Miss Guo, why did your junior brother become like that? Aren't you from the same school? Isn't your master Yao Tianzu? Didn't her old man teach him well? Chen Shang asked. I said before that although Yaozu is our master, she seldom cares about us. Guoling Shay shook her head. In short, we have to comprehend everything she taught us. Lord of Guiyuan, he understood the wrong direction, so he became like this. This Yao Tianzu is really irresponsible. Chen Shang pouted. You are not allowed to talk about my master. Guoling Shay was a little angry. That's what it is. She is so powerful, but when she accepted her apprentice, she didn't discipline her apprentice well. It made her apprentice mess up everywhere. Chen Shang snorted. If she appeared in front of me, I would definitely scold her. Guoling Shay wanted to say something, but she didn't say it, because now she also felt that Chen Shang had something to say. She has been sealed over the years, and she is somewhat complaining about her master in her heart. Why didn't she come to save her? Why didn't she take care of the Lord of Guiyuan? Since she doesn't care about the Lord of Guiyuan, now this guy has provoked me, and I will kill him. Chen Shang pouted. Your master, just don't jump out and intervene, otherwise she is also my enemy. She won't, Guoling Shay said with certainty. What the Lord of Guiyuan is doing to the world-defying universe is very vicious. He has killed many humans in the Demon Soul Starfield alone. And the people he brought from Yishan Guiyuan, there are still many lurking in the world-defying universe. From time to time, they will raid some stars with human beings, kill the entire stars, or use living people to make sacrifices. These things were all mentioned by Guan Yiyu to Chen Shang before. There are countless stars in the Aoshi universe, and there are many stars that can breed various human races. The human races on these stars are very weak. Once the people from Guiyuan come to those stars, they will all be killed. Those human races are too weak, they are like ants in front of Guiyuan killing God, and they can't resist at all. If there is no power of Guiyuan or Wanzhou Mountain, then the Temple of the World and the Temple of 100 Flowers can protect and help these human races become stronger. However, now, both the World-Defying Temple and the 100 Flowers Temple are sealed and trapped in a star field, and it is unknown when they will be able to come out. The Heavenly Mother Soul Clan, who still has some strength, was also sealed in that star territory along with the 100 Flowers Temple. Chen Shang and Shen Yuanxin could only organize that star field into an evil star field, but they could not completely unblock it. After all, they were all very large star fields. The 2 Chang'an clans that Guan Yiyu is currently in charge of are good, but they are not enough to face Wanzhou Mountain and Guiyuan. Therefore, it is difficult for the weak human races born on the stars in the world-defying universe to be protected. Your master really doesn't know how to shoot? Chen Shang asked. I was sealed for so many years, and she didn't help me. Guoling Shay said, if the Lord of Guiyuan is really killed, master will definitely not help. I don't believe it. Chen Shang curled his lips and said, Master Guiyuan's methods are so clever, without your master's backing. What kind of skill does he have? Guoling Shay was puzzled. He can create a lot of Xie domain. And this dark ancestor is likely to be created by him. Chen Shang said. That guy is still placing a lot of creation ancestors in the world-defying universe, with his can you do it? Guoling Shay was silent again. She had some idea of the strength of the Lord of Guiyuan. I've been sealed for many years. He may have become very strong during this time. It's not surprising that he can do it. Guoling Shay said. I don't believe he can do it. Chen Shang said. Because he used his own power to shake the rules of the world-defining universe. He easily sent so many huge ancestral sources of creation into the world-defying universe. Chen Shang still understands these things very well, especially the Demon Soul Star region, which inexplicably turned into the Evil Star region. If it was really done by the Lord of Guiyuan, then he could easily destroy the Tianquan Star region, as well as a large number of others. The star domain turns into a star evil domain. Guoling Shay didn't speak, and she didn't know what to say, because she began to doubt in her heart. The ancestral source of creation is a huge cosmic celestial body, and turning a large star domain into a star evil domain is a very huge cosmic celestial body activity. It may be possible to do it with the overall power of Guiyuan, but it is impossible to do it continuously and frequently. There are so many ancestral origins in Aoshi universe, and they are related to Guiyuan, which is very intriguing. So, I suspect that he used your master's strength. Chen Shang said. Yao Tianzu is one of the 3 ancestors, so her strength should be enough. I remember I only told you that my master is Yaozu, but you say Yao Tianzu. Guo Lingshe suddenly said coldly. You said before that you didn't know Yishan. Who are you? I heard everything about the 3 patriarchs and 5 emperors from a friend. Chen Shang said. That guy is also guessing about the 3 patriarchs and 5 emperors. He previously guessed that a puppet like Guo Lingshe was a ghost. The Lord of Yuan created it based on the prototype of Yao Tianzu, but I didn't expect that the Lord of Guiyuan created it according to the appearance of his senior sister. HMPH, I hate insincere people like you. Guo Lingshe was a little angry. As much as you hate it. Chen Shang said. After all, you have something to do with the Lord of Guiyuan, and the world-defying universe has become so chaotic now that it is dominated by the Lord of Guiyuan, so I must have reservations about you. You are so insincere, then there is no need for us to act together, farewell. Guo Lingshe was very angry, and immediately flew out of the 6 Paths mirror. Walk slowly, don't give it away. Chen Shang was also very unhappy with Guo Lingshe. He clearly knew that his master had a problem, but he still favored her master. If Yao Tianzu really gave the Lord of Guiyuan great support, then it would make sense for Guo Lingshe to be sealed for hundreds of millions of years. It is very likely that it was sealed by Yao Tianzu. Just worried that she will destroy the plan of the Lord of Guiyuan. Brother, she is somewhat naive. Sister Xiaojing said. I can understand, after all, what kind of Yaozu is her master? Chen Shang pouted. Huang Jintian is your master, if he messes around, you can definitely see it. Sister Xiaojing giggled. Of course, Chen Shang said with a smile. Master, he was weird before, but I saw it. Not long after the 6 Paths divine mirror flew, Guo Lingshe flew back again. Just as Chen Shang was about to ask, Guo Lingshe said solemnly, the Lord of Guiyuan has put some things in. Those things are very strong and dangerous. Do you like this sight? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4862, Dark Change. Guo Lingshe is Yao Tianzu's high apprentice, even the Lord of Guiyuan can't beat her, so the Lord of Guiyuan can only use a trick to seal her up. No matter how strong the things that the Lord of Guiyuan put in, they couldn't beat Guo Lingshe, so when she came back now, she was worried that something would happen to Chen Shang. Just now, Chen Shang really made her very angry, but when she thought from Chen Zhang's standpoint, she really felt that it was somewhat irresponsible for her master to allow the Lord of Guiyuan to harm other universes. The Lord of Guiyuan can have the current powerful strength because his master is Yao Tianzu. Did the Lord of Guiyuan just put it in? Chen Shang could naturally see that Guo Lingshe came back to protect him, otherwise, with Guo Lingshui's strength, he wouldn't be afraid of anything. Yes, I don't know why he put it in. He has never put anything in it before. Because he knows very well that the things he tossed out can't help me at all. Guo Lingshe said. Miss Guo, you are so powerful, why are you still being sealed by him? Logically speaking, you shouldn't. Chen Shang laughed. Because I trust him too much. Guo Lingshe snorted, because Chen Zhang's meaning was very obvious, that is, her master made a move in secret, that's why she was tricked. In the face of no substantial evidence, she still did not believe that her master was involved. The Lord of Guiyuan should know that I'm coming in. Chen Shang said, so he put some things in to find me. It's very big here, and the things he put in are hard to find you. And those things can only last for a while, and they will be eroded by darkness. Guo Lingshe said, if you wander around here and accidentally encounter those things, it will be very dangerous. Although you have doubts about my master, I can't wait for help. Time will prove everything, Chen Shang said. It seems that you believe your guess. Guo Lingshe snorted. Although I haven't been with master for a long time, I know her very well. Chen Shang felt that there was something wrong with that Yao Tianzu. He believed that the upper beam was not right and the lower beam was crooked, and the master of Guiyuan was so evil, so the master must not be too bad. If the Lord of Guiyuan was crooked by himself, and Yao Tianzu was an upright person, he would definitely clear the door, and he would never let the Lord of Guiyuan do so many evil things in another heaven. Chen Shang continued to control the flight of the 6 Paths divine mirror. No matter what, he has to deal with this dark ancestor now. If he doesn't restore the demon soul star field to normal, he will always be worried. What are you going to do after you approach the dark ancestral source? Guo Lingshe asked. I don't know, go take a look first. Chen Shang sighed. This thing is too evil, and it seems to be growing continuously. If it continues, this world-defying universe will definitely suffer from it. Wanzhou Mountain and many different universes have now opened up space channels one after another, and they are all entering the world-defying universe to occupy the territory one after another. But in contrast, the dark ancestral source in the middle of this demon soul star field is the biggest threat. Chen Shang, who are you? You care a lot about this universe, but you don't look like the guardian of this universe, nor the creator of the universe. Guo Lingshe was still very curious about this. Because when she was talking with Chen Shang just now, she found that Chen Shang was very supportive of the world-defining universe, so she was very dissatisfied with Yao Tianzu, because Chen Shang thought that Yao Tianzu condoned or even secretly helped the Lord of Guiyuan. Of course I'm not the patron saint of the world-defying universe, there is no such thing in the world-defying universe. Chen Shang said with a smile. Yes, whether it is the patron saint of the universe or the creator, they all possess very powerful power, and their cultivation is extremely high, no matter how you look at them. Guo Lingshe said. I have seen other creators of other universes, they are very strong. Really, how is it compared to you? Chen Shang had also seen the Lord of Wanzhou Mountain, and he was indeed very strong. Compared to me, it's far worse. Guo Lingshe said, although I don't know how to create a universe, I am much stronger than the creators of those universes. Miss Guo, if you go out, can you kill the Guo Lingshe puppets created by the Lord of Guiyuan as soon as possible? Chen Shang said, the puppets he created not only look similar to you, but also use your name. The strength is also very strong, very annoying. I will definitely. Guo Lingshe gritted his teeth. Chen Shang felt very relaxed when flying all the way. Guo Lingshe was very relaxed on the Six Paths Divine Mirror and under the protection of the shield, which made her feel very magical. If I flew here by myself, it would take a lot of energy to resist that kind of darkness. Guo Lingshe said in surprise, you can easily block this flying device, it's amazing, who gave it to you? I raised it myself. Chen Shang curled his lips and said, although my cultivation is not high, I am very good at refining weapons and pills. Alchemy, it's not like that. Guo Lingshe looked at Chen Shang suspiciously. Why not? Chen Shang said with a smile, is it because I look too young? No, you don't have an alchemy on your body. In Yishan, powerful alchemists can tell at a glance that they have a strong alchemy. Guo Lingshe said, alchemists may not have high cultivation, but their alchemy skills are not high. Strong. Really? Chen Shang frowned, and said, I know about Dan power, but can people have it too? Isn't Dan power only found on divine pills? So you don't look like an alchemist. Guo Lingshe said, I'll show you an alchemist with a powerful alchemy skill when I get a chance. Okay. Chen Shang spread out his hands, he didn't think that possessing an alchemy skill would lead to a very good alchemy technique. 2 hours later, the Six Paths Divine Mirror suddenly stopped, unable to fly forward. The front is dark, and even strong light cannot illuminate what is ahead. As long as there is light in the distance, the light will soon be swallowed by the darkness. It's on the edge of the dark ancestral origin. Guo Lingshe said solemnly. Strange, why did it arrive so soon? It shouldn't be. Could it be that the space inside has changed? Chen Shang frowned and said, that is to say, the space around the dark ancestral origin is beginning to shrink. This is not a good thing. Guo Lingshui's face changed suddenly, and said, it means that the dark ancestors are shrinking and condensing inside, either it is bursting or something is causing trouble inside. No hurry, I'll take a look first. Chen Shang took out vermilion bird's tender silk. This very thin thread easily penetrated the obstacles ahead, and then quickly extended forward. Because it was the power injected by Chen Shang, vermilion bird tenderness was not afraid of this kind of dark erosion. Chen Shang also has some experience in dealing with the ancestors of creation. Although this is the ancestor of darkness, it is not much different from other ancestors of creation. Not long after, Chen Shang saw something through Suzaku tenderness who got in. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4863, Yaoshan Mantra. Chen Shang and Guo Lingshe were both able to see through the mirror surface of the Six Paths Divine Mirror and see everything inside the dark ancestral source. After seeing it, their scalps immediately felt numb. What is this? It looks like a lot. Chen Shang looked at the picture displayed by the mirror. There were countless huge maggots, all of them were black. These maggots have many legs, each with sharp hooking claws, and the surface of the maggots has very fine hairs that also look sharp. I don't know what it is. If they all run out, this world-defying universe will be finished. The Dark Ancestors are very huge, and there are a lot of these things. If they suddenly explode, they will definitely be scattered all over the world-defying universe. Guo Lingshe said that she also felt disgusted, but more angry. Because this is obviously to turn the world-defying universe into hell, the countless maggots bred in the Dark Ancestors must be very scary things. Guo Lingshe has been trapped here for many years. She knows very well how powerful this Dark Ancestor is. Over the years, this kind of maggot has been nurtured, and it must be a great release. This is very different from the ancestral source of creation that Chen Shang encountered before, because he did not find the fate of this dark ancestral source. The ancestral sources he had met before had a destiny and had a form. Could it be because of the dark ancestral origin? So you haven't started to condense your destiny yet? Chen Shang frowned. But no matter what, this thing has to be destroyed. The reason why the ancestral source of creation has become like this is because the alien Tao seed was put in, and it is also because of the alien Tao seed, so if there is a problem with this ancestral source, it will become the dark ancestral source. Guo Lingshe said, can you see that there are alien Tao species inside? Guo Lingshe was also very curious about what Chen Shang was using, and he was able to see clearly the inside of this dark ancestral source. You know, she has tried many ways over the years without success. This made her re-evaluate Chen Zhang's strength. In her knowledge, even Yishan didn't have these powerful artifacts in Chen Zhang's hands. I didn't find it, I've been looking for it just now. Chen Shang shook his head and said, could it be that the alien Tao species have turned into those maggots? Impossible. If there are no otherworldly Tao species, this dark ancestor should collapse. Guo Lingshe shook his head gently and thought. This kind of gigantic ancestral origin, the alien Tao species should also be very large, it should be easy to find, but I didn't find it. Chen Shang said. Chen Shang, is there any way you can get a worm out of it? Guo Lingshe said, I suspect that these insects have eaten the alien Tao seed, and they are the alien Tao seed. It's equivalent to the alien Tao seed existing in another form. Inside the ancestral source. Ah. Chen Shang was a little surprised, but it's not impossible. He nodded and said, I'll give it a try and see if I can catch one. How big is this thing? Guo Lingshe asked again. Probably so. It's the size of a cow. Chen Shang gestured and said, after I get it out, I'll hide far away, I can't beat this thing. Okay, leave it to me then. Guo Lingshe nodded. Chen Shang first controlled Suzaku tenderness, entangled a maggot, and then cooperated with little sister Xiaojing, injected space power, and quickly dragged the maggot out. Over there, Chen Zhang's vermilion bird tenderness also shrank quickly, and he threw the bound maggots far away to avoid that thing approaching. As soon as the dark maggot came out, it immediately opened its eyes, with dark red eyes, and a mouth the size of a basin full of black teeth. After the dark maggot woke up, a long white stick appeared in Guo Lingshui's hand, flashed past, and hit the dark maggot fiercely. To Chen Zhang's surprise, the dark maggot actually carried this stick, but the hard armor of its head was also smashed to pieces. The dark maggot was angry and made a terrifying hissing sound, and then its body suddenly disappeared, and instantly appeared behind Guo Lingshe, and the mouth instantly spurted out a purple-red lightning with a viscous liquid. Be careful, that thing is poisonous. Chen Shang hurriedly shouted. Guo Lingshui's response was also very fast. Her strength was still very strong, her body suddenly shone with golden light, she was wearing a red dress, the golden light flowed under her skin, and the golden mist overflowed from the red dress, making her look full of divine brilliance. Although the venom spewed by the dark maggots blasted past like lightning and thunder, it was unable to break through Guo Lingshui's golden shield and was blocked. Chen Shang doesn't dare to use vermilion bird tenderness to help now. He is worried that it will be destroyed, because the power of dark maggots is too strange. This disgusting thing is stronger than I thought. After Guo Lingshe finished speaking, her hands suddenly formed a seal, and she chanted a low and mysterious incantation. I saw 3 magic phantoms suddenly appear around the dark maggots. After the incantation appeared, the dark maggot wanted to make a space jump, but was imprisoned. The dark maggots made a very sharp whistle, struggling frantically, and their bodies spurted out a strong dark corrosive power. Death to me, Guo Lingshe drank in a deep voice, and the 3 golden spell phantoms drilled into the dark maggot's head. The dark maggots stopped moving in an instant, as if they had died. It's terrifying. Chen Shang felt a secret fear towards Guo Lingshe. He could see that Guo Lingshe killed the dark maggot's soul just now. It stands to reason that the dark maggots are not weak, and they have a strong sense of defense against their own souls, and they cannot be destroyed so easily. This can only mean that Guo Lingshe has mastered a very high soul attack method, especially that kind of incantation. Just when it appeared, Chen Zhang's soul trembled. Chen Shang secretly imagined, if Guo Lingshe wanted to use that kind of spell on him, would he be able to stop him? You can come here. It's safe now. I used the Yaoshan spell to kill the bug. After Guo Lingshe finished speaking, a short snow-white knife appeared in his hand, and said, I want to cut this thing open and see. Quote. Cut it. Although Chen Shang passed by, he still kept a distance and hid in the protective cover of the divine mirror of 6 paths. He is more wary of Guo Lingshe now, because he didn't have a specific concept of Guo Lingshe's strength before, but he could see just now that if Guo Lingshe really kills him, he is very dangerous. Although Guo Lingshe was a woman, she did not flinch in the face of this disgusting maggot, and cut open the dark, bowl-shaped maggot very swiftly. Have you found anything? Chen Shang stretched out his neck and watched from a distance. Yes. Guo Lingshe dug out a black stone the size of a thumb from the dark maggot body and said, this is the alien Tao seed of the dark ancestor, and it was eaten by these dark maggots. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4864, Demon Lord Purpose. Chen Shang took it over, inspected the alien Tao species, and then looked at the corpse of the dark maggot. There are many more of these things, and they are all inside the dark ancestral source. This dark ancestral source will move at any time. If it explodes, the consequences will be disastrous. Chen Shang was able to sense the power contained within this alien Tao seed. It was very powerful. The creatures of the world-defying cosmos would be unable to resist this kind of dark maggots. What's more, the dark maggots will grow and transform in the future. I don't know if these bugs were formed naturally, or if someone helped. Guo Lingshe said, but no matter what, this dark ancestor was acquired by the Lord of Guiyuan and got into the AO world universe, and he must not be able to get rid of it. The master of Guiyuan competes for the position of the emperor, and the world-defying universe is the key. This is what an immortal cultivator told me. Chen Shang said. The glory universe can grow to such a level that it can make the Lord of Guiyuan pay so much attention to it, and it can indeed bring him a great improvement. Guo Lingshe said. The competitor that the Lord of Guiyuan faces should also be very strong. His competitors are also eyeing Aoshi universe, and there will be action soon. Chen Shang took a deep breath. World-defying universe has now become a piece of fat. If you want to become the new emperor of Yishan, you must compete for the world-defying universe. But from the perspective of this dark ancestor, once those bugs are released, they will definitely cause great damage to the world-defying universe. Chen Shang snorted. Could it be that they use this method to compete for the world-defying universe? Quote. These worms all carry alien Tao species, and they are split from a dark ancestor. So I guess, these worms can drill into the interior of the stars, that is to say, the Lord of Guiyuan can pass through these worms, lurking inside the stars of the world-defying universe. Guo Lingshe said. If that's the case, then all the stars with huge mass in the world-defying universe will be drilled into by these bugs. The Lord of Guiyuan can make arrangements in advance. If those stars are obtained, he will detonate them. Chen Shang scolded in a low voice, this bastard. It's very likely that this is the case. Even if we discover it now, we can't do anything. We can't stop it at all. Guo Lingshe sighed. The origin of darkness is very strong. Even if I sacrifice myself and explode, I can't shake it. With personal power, it is indeed difficult to shake such a giant celestial body. Chen Shang said. I never thought of using human power. Before Chen Shang came, he had made a plan, that is, to use the power of the heavenly Jade Star region. Although Tianshuan Star territory was just born, it is incomparably huge, and that arrogant Taoist species is still a cosmic Taoist species, which can make Tianshuan Star territory become the Star territory emperor in the arrogant universe. Therefore, the power of Tianshuan Star territory is enough to destroy the dark ancestors. So, to use the power of the sky. Guo Lingshe frowned. But, this kind of power is difficult to mobilize. Even in another sky, it is difficult to mobilize, unless sacrifices are made. Sacrifice. Chen Shang frowned and said, there are so many sorcerers in Yishan. Chen Shang has already figured out the internal situation of Dark Ancestral Source, so the next step is to find a way to let Tianshuan Star Territory take action. Chen Shang, can you really be sure to destroy this Dark Ancestor? Guo Lingshe said in disbelief, this kind of thing is rare even in Yishan. I am afraid that several emperors will join forces and spend several years to suppress it. Let's leave here first, Chen Shang said. Leave? How to leave? I've been trapped here for hundreds of millions of years. If I could leave, I would have left already. Guo Lingshe shook her head and sighed. It seems that let alone suppressing the Dark Ancestors, it would be difficult for us to leave. What? We are in the dark realm of the Dark Ancestors. You saw it just now, that kind of maggots have the power to jump in space. So this dark realm can be regarded as a very strong space realm. Chen Shang said. You can't run out because you failed to master enough space power. Of course I know. Dark Ancestral Source is a huge energy celestial body, how can I compare my personal strength? So I can't run away, which is normal. I can only accept my fate. Guo Lingshe laughed at himself. Although I am Yathionman the eldest sister, in charge of Yathionman, but my power is nothing more than that. It seems that you have been imprisoned for hundreds of millions of years, and everyone has been imprisoned for a fool. Chen Shang smiled and said, Elder sister, your thinking has become rigid. Can you go out? You are completely isolated from the outside world now, how do you rush out of this powerful space domain? Guo Lingshe was a little dissatisfied, bit her lower lip lightly, and snorted, your cultivation is far inferior to mine, I can't help it, what can you do? I can get those bugs out, can you? Chen Zhang's words made Guo Lingshe silent. Guo Lingshe really couldn't do it, because the divine tools used by Chen Shang were indeed very miraculous and powerful in her opinion. At this moment, a voice suddenly came. Senior sister, you seem to be awake. I put some things in to help you relieve your boredom. Why are you hiding? Why don't you accept my wishes? A man's voice echoed in the sky, and it was obviously the voice of the Lord of Ghost Abyss. Master of Guiyuan, what did you put in? Guo Lingshe scolded angrily. It's nothing. The gadgets I created are really meant to relieve your boredom. The Lord of Guiyuan laughed and said, Elder sister, after so many years, do you want to come out? What do you want to let me out? Of course Guo Lingshe wanted to go out, especially after knowing that the Lord of Guiyuan was fighting for Emperor Zun, he wanted to go out and destroy it. Also, she wanted to take Chen Shang out, because she could see that Chen Shang was full of responsibility for this world-defying universe. Master taught us Yaoshan divine art, which is divided into 2 volumes of yin and yang. Master said, yin volume is given to you, and yang volume is given to me. But I know that you must have obtained 2 volumes of yin and yang. The Lord of Guiyuan laughed. Right. I only have the yin book in my hand. Guo Lingshe said angrily. Master said that the yin book can only be practiced by women, while the yang book is for men. Do you want the yin book in my hand? We were all born in Tianlianji, so we have genders. The current alien humans are all genderless, regardless of yin and yang. The Lord of Guiyuan smiled and said, so, we also have to cooperate with keeping pace with the times, there should be no yin and yang. What? Guo Lingshe was shocked. When she was sealed, the aliens were normal. Senior sister, my brother and sister are also good people, and Master has always hoped that we can unite. She taught you the yin book and taught me the yang book. The intention is very obvious, just hope that we can combine yin and yang. My strength was not as good as yours back then, but you have been sealed for so many years, and your strength has stagnated. I have caught up with you now, and we are of equal strength at this time, and we will definitely be able to cultivate Yaoshan divine art together. The tone of the Lord of Guiyuan was a little excited, because he felt that Guo Lingshe would definitely agree. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4865, Charming Demon. As soon as Chen Shang heard it, he knew that the Lord of Guiyuan must know that after Yaoshan's divine art is combined with yin and yang, there will be huge benefits, so he seems more excited. I only have the yin book in my hand. And the master warned me that men can't read the yin book, and women can't read the yang book. And she also said that the combination of yin and yang in Yaoshan's magic is taboo. Guo Lingshe said solemnly, the Lord of Guiyuan, you get rid of this idea. Senior sister, that's what Master lied to you. You are really stupid and naive. Master, she has concealed a lot of Yaoshan's magic. The Lord of Guiyuan said, Yaoshan's magic was not created by her alone. There is another person who created it together with her. The Yang book and the Yin book were jointly created by them. I only believe in Master. Guo Lingshe had been deceived by the Lord of Guiyuan before, so she would not believe anything from the Lord of Guiyuan now. In order to cultivate the divine art of Yaoshan to great consummation, the final step must be taken. Only by combining yin and yang can we achieve great success. At that time, we will be able to join hands to create the universe and take charge of the universe. Be sure to trust me. It's good for you too. Why should I believe you? Unless this is what my master said. Guo Lingshe snorted coldly, isn't it bad enough that you lied to me? You sealed me here for hundreds of millions of years. I have already lost any trust in you. Elder sister, I sealed you here because I hope you will fall into a desperate situation of loneliness. In this way, you will open up your heart and rekindle your emotions and desires. Are you desperate for someone to accompany you now? Gui Yueng, the Lord said, everything I do is for your own good. Chen Shang was dumbfounded when he heard it. He sealed up people in such a ghost place for hundreds of millions of years, and actually said that it was for the good of others. Not to mention Guo Lingshe, Chen Zhang's anger suddenly soared when someone else heard these words. Guo Lingshe also gritted her teeth tightly, so angry that her faceless face darkened. Go away, Guo Lingshe shouted angrily. Elder sister, to be honest, Master has always hoped to cultivate Yaoshan's divine art to the great perfection. But she has never found a target. If we can cultivate to the great perfection before her, we can surpass her. Gui Yueng, the Lord, still did not give up, and continued to persuade, and now is the best time. Go away, Guo Lingshe shouted angrily again. Elder sister, do you know who was the one who created the Yaoshan divine art with Master? He is the Xuanzu, one of the three ancestors. Originally, they were going to cultivate the Yaoshan divine art together, but the Master suddenly regretted it. The Lord of Ghost Abyss continued. Guo Lingshe ignored him. It seems that the Lord of Guiyuan is also very eager to practice Yaoshan magic with Guo Lingshe now. Master often retreats, just thinking about how to cultivate Yangshu alone. The Lord of Guiyuan laughed and said, also, Master once tried to promote me and you to practice Yaoshan Shenggong. I hope to see the effect. Shut up. Guo Lingshe was even more angry and shouted, I won't believe your nonsense. This is what Xuanzu told me. The Lord of Guiyuan said, you should know Xuanzu's position among the three ancestors. Will he lie to me? Over the years, have you been in contact with Xuanzu? Guo Lingshe suddenly thought of something and asked calmly. That's right. For many years, Xuanzu has been instructing me to practice. You know, Master, she is very irresponsible. And Xuanzu used to be Master's old lover. After Xuanzu learned about my situation, he came instead of Master. Take care of me. The Lord of Guiyuan sighed. Xuanzu is really miserable, to be let down by the Master. Chen Shang frowned. He had suspected that Yao Tianzu had secretly sealed Guo Lingshe and supported the Lord of Guiyuan to compete for the throne of Emperor Zun. It seems that this is not the case now, but that Xuanzu is secretly doing a ghost. So it turns out, it seems that the person who trapped me here was Xuanzu who secretly shot. Guo Lingshe said coldly, only he has this kind of strength. After all, it is one of the three ancestors, and it is also powerful. Xuanzu is also for your own good. After all, apart from your master, you are the only one who has practiced the Yin book of Yaoshan divine art. And there are many people who practice the Yang book. You are very dangerous. It is safest to seal you here. The Lord of Guiyuan smiled and said, Elder sister, as long as you and I cultivate together, Xuanzu and Master will definitely cultivate together after seeing the effect, and then we will be able to dominate Yishan. Idiot, you were used by Xuanzu. Guo Lingshe scolded. It was Xuanzu who taught me a lot of magic arts, which made me so powerful and gave me the power to compete for the throne of the emperor. The master of Guiyuan insisted that Guo Lingshe question Xuanzu, and was also very angry. Senior sister, please don't. Don't eat or drink a toast. How many people are still practicing Yangshu? Why are there so many people practicing? Because in Guo Lingshui's knowledge, only the direct disciples of Yao Tianzu can cultivate, and they are all taught by Yao Tianzu. Xuanzu mastered the Yangshu, and he passed it on. And because of this, 100 flowers blooming in the powerhouse of the other sky. Said the Lord of Guiyuan. Go away, I won't cultivate with you even if I die. Guo Lingshe said coldly. Xuanzu is right, he said that people who practice Yinshu are ruthless and greedy. So he also taught me a method back then, and he had to use it. The master of Guiyuan sneered. Senior sister, you forced me. Quote. What do you want to do? Guo Lingshe was suddenly a little scared. If it was the means of the Lord of Guiyuan, she was naturally not afraid. But Xuanzu's means, she can't resist at all. Not to mention Xuanzu, the strength of the emperors in Yishan is not comparable to her now. Hey, you'll find out when you wait, ha ha ha. The Lord of Guiyuan laughed wildly, only to see a red light suddenly shot down, and a red shadow flew over. The red shadow has a very strong soul power. After Chen Shang felt it, he was terrified, and his heart was extremely frightened. This is a very powerful soul, and it has been refined by people. The most terrifying thing is that this group of red shadows flew very fast, and they could also jump in space. They flew over in an instant and attached directly to Guo Lingshe. Senior sister, how are you feeling now? The Lord of Guiyuan laughed. Ha ha ha. Guo Lingshe suddenly lost her hair and laughed like she was going crazy. Master of Guiyuan, it's been so many years, you're only now doing it. Mei Tianyao, I know you are very eager for this day to come. But Zanzu said that it would be the best if she would naturally. No way, she is too stubborn. The Lord of Guiyuan sighed. Now the situation is very tense, I can't drag it on any longer, I must work with her as soon as possible. Wait, why is there a man here? Guo Lingshe, who was possessed by his soul, suddenly looked at Chen Shang, and then laughed wildly. It's still a very handsome man. This man is too handsome, I've read countless men, and this is the first time I've seen him. To such a handsome man. Guo Lingshe was possessed by a soul named Madian Yao, she saw Chen Shang. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4866, because he looks handsome. Chen Shang saw Guo Lingshe in front of him suddenly become so seductive, and he was almost distracted by her. It can be seen that this charming heavenly demon's soul is very powerful. Guo Lingshui's cultivation is not low, the soul is already very strong, but he is still possessed by the charming heavenly demon, which shows that this charming heavenly demon has a lot of background. The Lord of Guiyuan also said before that the soul of the charming heavenly demon was given by that Xuanzu. In other words, what Chen Shang has to face now is something Xuanzu made, which makes him like a great enemy. Mei Tianyao, is there a man inside? The Lord of Guiyuan outside the Dark Realm was also shocked by this, because with his knowledge of the Dark Realm, it is difficult to survive in it without strong enough strength. Yes, he is a very handsome little brother. Charming Tianyao spoke through Guo Lingshui's body, and the words she spoke were full of seductive power, and her gestures all revealed an uncontrollable temptation. Fortunately, Chen Shang is someone who has seen the wind and waves. He quickly closed his perception in certain aspects, which can make him stabilize his mind and not be confused. Otherwise, he might be killed by the Madian Yao through Guo Lingshui's body. Mei Tianyao, you promised me that after possessing Guo Lingshe, you will practice Yaoshan divine art with me. Hearing the charming sound of the charming celestial monster, the Lord of Guiyuan was also very anxious, worried that the charming celestial monster would come into chaos. Chen Shang also sighed. Bad. This time, if Guo Lingshe was really taken down by the Lord of Guiyuan, and let the Lord of Guiyuan cultivate that Yaoshan divine art to a great consummation, then the world-defying universe will definitely be under his control. He is now sure that together with the cultivation of Yaoshan divine art, it can really become very strong. The charming heavenly demon in Xuanzu's hands was probably intended to be used against Yao Tianzu. Master of Guiyuan, you can rest assured. Of course I will promise you to use Guo Lingshui's body to cultivate with you. If it succeeds, I will take her body away, ha ha ha, charming Tianyao laughed. Guo Lingshe still in perfect shape, I'll let you enjoy it. Quickly kill that kid, and then I'll pick you up, said the Lord of Guiyuan. This dark realm is really powerful, and it deserves to be the origin of the dark ancestor created by Xuanzu. I have to say that Guo Lingshe is also very powerful. After so many years in such a ghost place, he still hasn't gone crazy. Charming Tianyao sighed. Do you really have a way to get me out? Of course there is, but it will take a little time. Xuanzu gave me a set of flag formations, which can open a small gate. The Lord of Guiyuan said. Tell me after you kill that man, I will arrange a big formation, and it can come out. It will take some time to set up the formation, you just need to wait inside for a year or two. What? It will take a year or two? Madian Yao suddenly shouted. Then I won't kill this kid, I'll let him play with me for 2 years. What does 2 years mean to you? You quickly kill him. The Lord of Guiyuan had already raised jealousy in his heart, worried that the charming heavenly demon would not be able to restrain himself, and then use Guo Lingshui's body to do something with others. Okay. After Mei Tian Yao finished speaking, he slammed a few palms into the distance, sending out a strong wave of soul power. Mei Tian Yao, your soul is really terrifying. Even the Lord of Ghost Abyss outside felt the power of Mei Tian Yao's soul just now. That's right. So don't try to control me, I've already killed that kid. You can start the formation now. After Mei Tian Yao finished speaking, she looked at Chen Shang with a wink. She just pretended to kill Chen Shang to deceive the Lord of Guiyuan. Chen Shang also didn't expect that because of his handsome appearance, he was temporarily safe. If Mei Tian Yao wanted to kill him, he didn't know if he could stop him. Even if the charming heavenly demon couldn't use Guoling Shui's power, with her terrifying soul power just now, it would be difficult to deal with. Little brother, what's your name? Mei Tian Yao looked at Chen Shang with a smile. Guoling Shui was originally beautiful, but now she is possessed by a coquettish soul, making her suddenly very charming and enchanting. Although Guoling Shui used to be a kind of iceberg beauty, but now she has suddenly become charming, and it seems that there is no sense of disobedience. Chen Shang took a deep breath and said in a low voice, Sister, aren't you afraid that the guy outside will hear you? Don't worry, I set up the barrier just now, and he can't hear it. Mei Tian Yao giggled and said, Good brother, who are you? Why are you here? This dark realm isn't making a fuss. What is the relationship between you and that Guoling Shui? Charming Tian Yao has been sealed in a container all the year round, she is also very bored, and now it is rare for her to escape, and when she encounters such a handsome man like Chen Shang, she is naturally full of radiance. Besides, she thought that it would take 2 years to go out, so she deceived the Lord of Guiyuan so that she and Chen Shang could play here for 2 years. My name is Xiao Ming. Chen Shang scratched his head and said, Sister, how is Miss Guo now? Is her soul sleeping or what state? Her soul is still there. And she can clearly perceive what I'm doing, she's looking at you and me. Charming Tian Yao had already flown in front of Chen Shang, and reached out to caress Chen Zhang's handsome face. What made Chen Shang a little unbearable was that she was still staring at herself with a very obsessed look, just like she was staring at her beloved lover. Although she looks very flirtatious, but her affectionate appearance now seems to be in love with Chen Shang, especially the softness and warmth of her jade hand caressing Chen Zhang's cheeks, making Chen Zhang's mind wave again and again. Chen Shang cursed in his heart, because Guoling Shui's soul is still awake now, maybe he just can't control his body, but she knows everything outside clearly. Sister, that Xuanzu and the Lord of Guiyuan are not good things, why do you listen to them? Chen Shang pretended to be afraid and asked in a low voice. Little brother, don't pretend. You can stop my charm, you are also very powerful. If it is the Lord of Guiyuan, he can't stop my move just now. Mei Tian Yao said lightly, yes. Is my sister not gentle enough? Or Guoling Shui is not beautiful enough, you seem not interested in me. Because I'm afraid of death, Chen Shang forced a smile and said, because the fear of death made me overcome everything. Your cultivation base is pitifully low, and your soul is not strong. Why can you stop me? The charming heavenly demon was already leaning on Chen Shang, and at the same time he acted like a spoiled child, his hands were also wandering around Chen Shang, and the power of his soul penetrated into Chen Zhang's body, so he had to spy on Chen Shang clearly. Sister Mei, let go of Miss Guo. You are all women, why bother women? Chen Shang sighed. HMPH, I'm just jealous of her. She has a good teacher, and she's beautiful. I've had a hard life all my life. In pursuit of strength, I've gone the wrong way and can't turn back. In the end, my body was destroyed. Tian Yao muttered. Little brother, do you like the original Guoling Shui more? I have a very ordinary relationship with Miss Guo, we just met. Chen Shang smiled awkwardly. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4867, Heavenly Demon's Mind. Although Guoling Shui was possessed, her spirit was still very clear. If Chen Shang said something wrong now, she would definitely be remembered by Guoling Shui. So he has to be very cautious now, and he also really wants to rescue Guoling Shui. He couldn't beat the charming heavenly demon, and he couldn't beat Guoling Shui's powerful body. Right now, he could only be soft, and he was close to the charming heavenly demon. Little brother, are you afraid of Guoling Shui? Although she is awake now, she can't do anything. She can see and hear clearly, but she can't control her body at all. He giggled and said, Little brother, for a beautiful woman like Guoling Shui, you must really want to conquer her, right? I don't want to. Chen Shang hurriedly shook his head. Liar. Mei Tian's eyes were like silk, and she laughed angrily. Come on, my sister will let you feel the beauty of Yaoshan's jade girl Guoling Shay now. With that said, the charming heavenly demon grabbed Chen Zhang's hand. Chen Shang was taken aback and wanted to resist, but after all, it was the power of charming heavenly demon and Guoling Shay, how could he resist? Chen Shang saw that his hand had already reached out to Guoling Shui's chest. He suddenly had an idea, and said in a low voice, Sister Mei, wait a minute, I have something very important to ask you. Huh, Yaoshan Jade Girl's figure is very good, do you really want to resist? Besides, she also knows very well that I forced you to touch her. She is kind-hearted and will definitely not blame you. Mei Tianyao did not continue to force Chen Shang to stop, because she wanted to hear what Chen Shang had to say. Sister Mei, aren't you beautiful too? Chen Shang asked. Is this the important thing you want to ask? Mei Tianyao smiled and said, your way of delaying time is too bad. It's really important. Chen Shang nodded quickly. Of course I was beautiful. It's a pity that my body was destroyed. Mei Tianyao was full of melancholy when he talked about this, and there was a trace of sadness in his eyes. She snorted softly and said bitterly, little brother, you have brought back bad memories to me, and I will hate you. Why don't you reshape your body? Chen Shang said. If you take away Guoling Shui's body, you can only use her body to live in the future. Are you willing to bear someone else's face or? Mei's sister, like you women, you should live out your true self, and let those who look down on you see you live more wonderfully. You want to convince me to betray Xuanzu? Mei Tianyao smiled and said, little brother, you are a little naive. Why was your body destroyed? Chen Shang asked. It has something to do with Yathionman. Mei Tianyao's tone became a little colder. Chen Shang was at a loss for words. Even if it was done by Yathionman, can you get revenge on Yathionzu in this way? By the way, are you really sure that Yathionzu did it to you? Chen Shang asked. What do you think now? It's very likely that Xuanzu is behind the scenes. Even if it's the ghost of Xuanzu, I don't have anything to say. I'm just a small person, and I was toyed with by the second of the third ancestors, what can I do? Mei Tianyao snorted and let go of Chen Zhang's hand. Chen Zhang's words made her a little unhappy, so she didn't continue to have fun. You just surrendered to fate like this. Chen Shang said. You help Xuanzu to be strong, even if you crush Yao Tianzu, but you are just a tool. When necessary, Xuanzu will definitely destroy you. Of course I know that Xuanzu is not a good thing. I once asked Yao Tianzu for help, but she looked down on me for being a sidekick. The last time I went to Yathionman for help, and then the mechanism of Yathionman was triggered, my body was destroyed. Said charming heavenly demon. This should have happened many years ago, right? Chen Shang asked. But I can't forget it. Mei Tianyao looked at Chen Shang and said, no matter what, I can only rely on Xuanzu to become strong. Now that I have Guoling Shui's body, I am very satisfied. Sister Mei, you don't seem to be a stubborn person, I know you just want to let out a sigh of relief. But you have to be a little bigger, you now have a great chance to get out of Xuanzu's mercy. Chen Shang said, and it will allow you to become a new person, start from scratch, and become stronger. Little brother, elder sister, do I look like a 3-year-old child? Mei Tianyao rolled his eyes and snorted softly, your words sound good, but I don't believe a word. You are beyond the mercy of Xuanzu, you are too naive. It's gone. Do you know where this is? Chen Shang asked. The dark ancestral source created by Xuanzu is one of the most terrifying celestial bodies in Yishan. In Yishan, even if the emperor is deeply trapped in the dark ancestral source, it is difficult to escape. Mei Tianyao said, it is said that as long as you use 990 or 80 dark ancestors can suppress one of the first ancestors. So, do you think this dark ancestor is very powerful? It is also the most terrifying thing of Xuanzu. Chen Shang suddenly became confident. Not bad, said charming Tianyao. This is not Yishan, this is world-defying universe, it is a different heavenly universe. Chen Shang said, if the Lord of Guiyuan wants to become the new Emperor Venerable, he must win this world-defying universe. Besides, there are others coming one after another. The Yishan universe is going to enter the world-defying universe to compete. Really? Mei Tianyao frowned lightly and cursed in a low voice. The scumbag Lord of Guiyuan actually lied to me, saying that this dark ancestor originated in another heaven. Xuanzu is not here, and this is not Yishan, Xuanzu can't come here in a short time. Even if Xuanzu is strong, I am afraid it is difficult to destroy a powerful Yishan universe in a short time, right? Chen Shang said. In this way, as long as you run away and hide in the depths of the world-defying universe, he can't find you at all. Why does the Lord of Guiyuan want to compete for the world-defying universe? What effect does the world-defying universe have on the position of Emperor Zun? Charming Tianyao is naturally very clear that the position of the emperor is very important, and the world-defying universe has such a role, there must be something special. This is also what Guoling Shay wants to ask. I'm not particularly sure, but I guess it may have something to do with the cultivation rules here. Chen Shang said. Yes, I just checked your body, you don't have a soul C, but your soul is amazingly powerful. And your body is not weak. Mei Tianyao is also serious now. Sister Mei, have you heard of the way of fate? Chen Shang he smiled and said, this is the unique cultivation law of the world-defying universe. Tell me about it. Mei Tianyao is also an extreme cultivator, so in order to pursue a breakthrough back then, she would go the other way. It's a long story. Come on, let's talk while we eat. Chen Shang made the divine mirror of 6 paths bigger, then put out the table and chairs, waited for the charming heaven monster to sit down, and put out various delicious foods on it. Mei Tianyao also has a sense of taste, her soul has been sealed for many years, and now she eats good things with relish. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4868, Yaoshan Jade Girl. The charming heavenly demon listened to Chen Shang talking about the cultivation of fate while eating, and Guoling Shay also listened attentively. Although she is now occupied by the charming heavenly demon, she can still feel the taste of the delicacies that Chen Shang brought out. Guoling Shay was also a little unhappy, because when Chen Shang was with her before, he didn't take out these things for her to eat, but after she was possessed by the charming heavenly demon, Chen Shang took it out, although it was to appease the charming heavenly demon, but she was somewhat jealous. The way of fate is probably like this. In short, it's better than the way of the soul sea. As long as you practice diligently, you can always break through in the end. It's not like you have to try all kinds of extremes before you can break through. Shen Shang said, the only difficulty is fate. But I don't think it's a big problem. Then, will this way of fate be controlled by someone? Then the practice will be restricted. Mei Tianyao was still very worried about this, and scolded in a low voice. In Yishan, the law of practice is controlled by the 3 ancestors. If you want to break through a certain realm, you must get the help of the 3 ancestors to break through, otherwise there will be no drama at all. Yi Tian is actually like this. Chen Shang said in surprise. After the soul sea has reached the limit, I will enter the next realm. I am stuck at the peak of the soul sea and need the help of one of the 3 ancestors before I can enter the next realm. Mei Tianyao said. Xuanzu promised me, will help me break through in the future. Then do you believe in Xuanzu? Chen Shang asked. Mei Tianyao did not answer, because she also felt that Xuanzu was very unreliable. The so-called Emperor Venerable, even under the restrictions of the 3 ancestors, can also have the power beyond the realm of the soul sea. It seems that this world-defying universe can indeed make people break through. It is no wonder that the Lord of Guiyuan pays so much attention to this place. Mei Tianyao also began to believe in the way of fate. Chen Shang didn't tell her that the way of fate was created by him, he just said that anyone in the world-defying universe can practice the way of fate. The reason why the Dark Ancestor was brought to the world-defying universe, I guess the main reason is that Zan Ancestor needs the Dark Ancestor to cultivate a destiny. Chen Shang said, I have seen other creation ancestors before, and they can all cultivate a destiny. Quote, if the Dark Ancestor also cultivates the fate, would it still be worth it? Mei Tianyao was also taken aback. Yes, so I have to stop it. Otherwise, the world-defying universe may be destroyed. Chen Shang said. Sister Mei, listening to what you just said, I probably know that Xuanzu brought the dark ancestral origin to the world-defying universe. For what purpose? He wants to destroy the world-defying universe because in the world-defining universe, everyone can break through the restrictions of the 3 ancestors. Mei Tianyao cursed in a low voice, so he wants to destroy it. The Lord of Ghost Abyss should not know. Chen Shang sneered. This guy is really an idiot. Who are you? You want to stop the Dark Ancestor? With your strength, how can you stop it? Are you someone from a powerful force in the world-defying universe? Charming Tianyao began to wonder about Chen Zhang's identity. I'm a lone wolf. Chen Shang spread out his hands and said, I don't have any power behind me. I mainly wandered under another sky for too long and witnessed many major events. Before the world-defying universe was born, I already existed. It's gone. It's hard for you to go out now, let alone prevent Dark Ancestor from cultivating fate. Madian Yao snorted. You have never been in contact with Yishan, so you don't know the powerful power of Yishan at all. Dark ancestral sources created by Xuanzu, you can't shake it at all. Guolingshe has been sealed for hundreds of millions of years and can't get out, let alone you. I can go out, Chen Shang smiled and said. Don't forget, this is the world-defying universe. This universe has the laws of this universe. Okay, if you can go out, then I won't hang out with the Lord of Guiyuan. Madian Yao said, I feel disgusted when I think of sleeping with him, and I don't want to. Really, I thought you could eat everything deliciously. Chen Shang said with a smile. Humph, Madian Yao snorted, then pinched Chen Zhang's handsome face, and scolded with a smile, if you talk about it, I will eat your little white face. Sister May, I know I'm wrong. Chen Shang touched his face, and then said with a smile, do you trust me so much now? Aren't you afraid that I will lie to you? You're so weak, if you dare to lie to me, how will I deal with you? Besides, you are handsome and I like it, so I can barely trust you. Madian Yao smiled tenderly. Good brother, honestly, do you want to get Guolingshe? I am possessed by her body now, I can help you cook raw rice with her. What nonsense are you talking about? Chen Shang quickly waved his hand and said, Sister May, I have principles in my actions. If you can take me out of this ghost place, I'll return Guolingshui's body. Seriously, I'm not used to being in her body. Madian Yao said with a wicked smile, so now is your great opportunity, you can use her body to live happily with you for a while, don't miss this opportunity. Sister May, I'm a serious person. Chen Shang laughed awkwardly and said. Really, according to my intuition about men, you kid is definitely not a good thing, you are just lustful and not courageous. Madian Yao made a cut, and rolled his eyes. Chen Shang could only smile. Suddenly, the Madian Yao slowly took off his clothes. Chen Shang was so shocked that he turned around quickly, but the Madian Yao immediately flashed in front of him, and even rushed over. Sister May, don't make trouble, okay. Chen Shang wanted to push the Madian demon away, but found that he was not strong enough. Alright, Madian Yao put on his clothes and said with a smile, it's really exciting to use Yaoshan Jade girl's body to do this kind of thing, ha 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 ha. Guolingshe is now half dead with anger, she is also glad that Chen Shang is a serious person, otherwise she doesn't know what to do. Good brother, Yao Tianyu's figure is very good, right? I'm drooling myself, Mei Tian Yao said with a smile. Why call her Yaoshan Jade girl? Chen Shang asked. Because that's her nickname, Madian Yao said, to be honest, I admire her very much, and I like her very much. I want to be good sisters with her, and at the same time, I can also be a good partner, and sleep and practice together every day. How nice to take a shower. Chen Shang was very speechless, this charming heaven demon's emotions are too rich. Sister May, I'm going to send out my gong, don't be rude to me. Chen Shang said, I can really go out, and I also believe in you very much. Chen Shang can go out through the divine mirror of 6 paths, there are many stars inside the divine mirror of 6 paths, and the energy gathered by those giant celestial bodies can open a small hole in the field of dark ancestors. When you make your merits, I will sneak attack on you. Madian Yao giggled, you think how I can bear to sneak attack on you? But if you are too serious, I might secretly kiss you. Do you like this sight? Donate here. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4869, Puppet Troll. Chen Shang ignored this goblin. He found that the charming heavenly demon was very dangerous. If this goblin really used Guolingshui's body to do something to him, it would be troublesome. The divine mirror of 6 paths is already in operation, releasing waves of spatial fluctuations. It is tearing apart the space of the field little by little, to open up a very small passage. Chen Shang is also concentrating now, he must always pay attention to the situation around him, because the divine mirror of 6 paths is now doing his best, if there is any emergency it will not be able to protect him at all. Little brother, have you started yet? Mei Tian Yao suddenly hugged Chen Shang from behind and kissed his earlobe. Chen Shang took a deep breath, and now he also discovered that after Guolingshui's body was possessed by the charming heaven monster, the fragrance on his body changed a lot, and he was very intoxicated. Sister May, don't disturb me. Chen Shang whispered. I'm doing business. We'll be able to leave this ghost place soon. I know, I'm protecting you. Madian Yao giggled and said, I'll hold you tight, if there is any danger, I can immediately help you block it. Do you think I'm treating you well? If it's Guo Lingshe, she definitely won't do this. All right. Chen Shang was hugged from behind by the beautiful woman, and there was indeed an indescribable sense of beauty, especially the fragrance on charming Tian Yao's body, which was already her charming and tender style, which made Chen Shang irresistible. I'm really protecting you, Mei Tian Yao said softly, and then a burst of red light radiated from his body. Chen Shang could feel that this was not Guo Lingshui's power, but the soul power of charming heaven demon. Sister Mei, is something approaching? Chen Shang asked in a low voice. Yes, it should be the stuff raised by the Lord of Guiyuan. I don't know what those stuff are for the time being. As charming Tian Yao spoke, the red light on his body became stronger and stronger, and it had already wrapped Chen Shang in the divine mirror of 6 paths. The divine mirror of 6 paths is still running, and it is fully opening the space channel at this moment, so it is unavoidable to release waves of space waves. At this time, something really came. Chen Shang and the divine mirror of 6 paths were both in the red light, and he didn't see what was flying over, only a group of red light could be seen in front of Mei Tian Monster and at his feet. Mei Tian Yao, what are you doing? Flying over was a pitch-black giant. This giant is several meters high, and the huge black body is covered with a layer of black mucus, which shows that it can resist the erosion of dark forces. The black giant should also be just a puppet body, with the consciousness of the Lord of Ghost Abyss inside. The Lord of Guiyuan was not worried about the charming heavenly demon, and he had already put a lot of this stuff in to look for Guo Lingshe. Later, after sensing the waves of space fluctuations, he immediately came over. It turned out to be the Lord of Guiyuan. You scared me, Mei Tian Yao immediately responded with a smile. What are you doing? The puppet of the Lord of Guiyuan could also sense the strong spatial fluctuations, so he asked seriously. I'm bored, studying and researching this dark ancestral field. It is worthy of being created by Xuanzu. It's really amazing. Mei Tian Yao smiled and said, Master of Guiyuan, can you hurry up and get me outside? Go out, I'm so bored. Do you have any way to get out? The Lord of Guiyuan said angrily. He was not stupid. He could see that the fluctuations in the space that appeared were very strong, and he could tear open a small space crack and run out. I'm just a soul now. Although Guo Lingshe is possessed, Guo Lingshui's own strength is limited. She has been trapped here for so long and has not been able to get out. It's even more impossible for me, said lightly, they are all going to practice with you, don't you still believe them? Shut up, do you think of me as an idiot? Such a strong space force is impacting the space of the Dark Realm, and you made it clear that you want to go out. How did you do it? Control the puppet to fly over. Although the charming heavenly demon was possessed by Guo Lingshe, she was not familiar with Guo Lingshui's exercises, and the black puppet giant in front of her was still quite strong, and the charming heavenly demon was a little anxious now. Fortunately, she immediately communicated with Guo Lingshe, and temporarily let Guo Lingshe take over the body again. Master of Guiyuan, you bastard, go to hell. The moment Guo Lingshe took over his body, he summoned the white long stick, condensing a powerful force, and it was a stick against the black puppet giant. It has to be said that only Guo Lingshe herself can exert the strength of her body and smash that puppet giant with a single stick. The soul of the charming heavenly demon was still in Guo Lingshui's body, and she didn't grab it back immediately. Chen Shang, how long do you want? Guo Lingshe hurriedly asked. She was also serious now. Chen Shang knew that Guo Lingshe was back temporarily, and she also wanted to go out. It will take a little more time, the space in this dark domain is much stronger than I expected. Chen Shang said. Miss Guo, it should be safe now. It's not safe yet. The Lord of Guiyuan put a lot of this stuff in before. He must be rushing over now. Guo Lingshe said. And he might put something in there. This is also the reason why charming Tianyao temporarily returned his body to Guo Lingshe, because charming Tianyao couldn't exert the powerful power of Guo Lingshui's body, and he might screw it up by then. Guo Lingshe stood behind Chen Shang. Although she didn't hug Chen Shang to protect him like Guo Lingshe did, she was also very serious about taking precautions, and she was very concerned about Chen Zhang's safety. Miss Guo, how are you feeling now? Chen Shang asked in a low voice. Mei Tianyao can hear your voice, you don't want to be hated by this careful woman, you have to pay attention to what you say. Guo Lingshe snorted, she could clearly feel that Chen Shang cares about Mei Tianyao a little, and also likes Mei Tianyao very much. Heavenly. Then does she still want to take your body? Chen Shang asked. Yeah, Guo Lingshe said, my soul is not as strong as hers, and she is very good at seizing the body. She should have specially cultivated a practice in this area, and it must have been passed down to her by Xuanzu. Miss Guo, after you go out, what are your plans? Chen Shang asked. If I can, I want to go back to Yishan, and I want to find Master. Guo Lingshe thought for a while, and said, in this complicated situation, Master can't just sit back and watch. Sure enough, several more black puppet giants flew over, and Guo Lingshe immediately flew up to meet the puppet giants. Guo Lingshe, charming heavenly demon. You are actually united. Charming heavenly demon, you dare to betray Xuanzu. Do you know how tragic the end of betraying Xuanzu is? The consciousness of the Lord of Guiyuan was attached to the puppet giant, and he was angry. Cursed. 2 ****** bitches. Guo Lingshe knocked it down with a stick, killing the puppet. This is also equivalent to telling the Lord of Guiyuan that she is not afraid of Xuanzu at all. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4870, Yaoshan Magic. The Lord of Guiyuan was going to be so angry that Guo Lingshe dared to resist him so forcefully, even charming heavenly demon betrayed Xuanzu. You must know that the Lord of Guiyuan is betting on Guo Lingshe, because as long as he cultivates Yaoshan magic with this beautiful senior sister, his strength will be greatly improved. He used to think that the reason was that there was a charming heavenly demon given to him by Xuanzu. Xuanzu had said that as long as the charming heavenly demon possessed a woman's body, he would be able to control the woman's body, and then slowly devour the soul. It is equivalent to completely controlling Guo Lingshe. However, he did not expect Meidian Yao to betray Xuanzu. What exactly is going on? Because the consciousness is only on the puppet giant, the Lord of Guiyuan cannot perceive the existence of Chen Shang. The Lord of Ghost Abyss really missed the variable Chen Shang. If it weren't for Chen Zhang's presence here, after the charming heaven demon possessed Guo Lingshe, it would have been able to swallow Guo Lingshui's soul over a long period of time, and this kind of thing would never have happened now. Meidian Yao had no choice before, so he could only do what Xuanzu said, and listen to the Lord of Guiyuan. But it's different now, because Chen Shang gave her a second way to go, not only to become stronger, but also to regain her freedom. The most important thing is the feeling of freedom. Meidian Yao has been sealed by Xuanzu before, so she is very eager to be free and has long wanted to get out of Xuanzu's control. Chen Shang also grasped this point of her, as long as those who have been sealed, all long for freedom. More than a dozen puppet giants came one after another, and these puppet giants were indeed very strong. If Chen Shang shot, it would take a lot of effort to get rid of them. But Guo Lingshe killed one of them with a single stick, her strength far surpassed these puppet giants. Guo Lingshe, Meidian Yao, if you offend Xuanzu, you will not end well. The puppet giants that the Lord of Guiyuan put in have been killed, and he has no choice but to intimidate Guo Lingshe and Meidian Yao. Do you really think that Master won't take action? Guo Lingshe said coldly. On Xuanzu's side, there is Master who is holding on, so I'm not afraid of Xuanzu. Senior sister, you are so naive. You have been sealed for hundreds of millions of years. She must know about Master, but she didn't come to save you. Why is this? The Lord of Guiyuan suddenly laughed. You carefully think about it. Guo Lingshe trembled. Yao Tianzu didn't come to save her, not because he didn't manage, but because he couldn't come. Master, what happened to her? Guo Lingshe shouted. If you want to save Master, it's best to cooperate with me, maybe you can take another look at her. The Lord of Guiyuan continued to laugh. Silly girl, can you believe what he says? Your master is Yao Tianzu. No matter how bad her situation is, she will only be suppressed and sealed. It won't be much worse. Mei Tianyao saw Guo Lingshe in a hurry and hurriedly sent her a voice transmission. Road. Guo Lingshe thought about it calmly, and it was true. After all, her master was the Yaozu of Yathionmen. Master of Guiyuan, stop delusional. After Guo Lingshe calmed down, he shouted, do you want to practice Yaoshan's divine power to achieve perfection? Don't be delusional. Master did pass down both yin and yang books to me. If cultivating to the great perfection, not only can you become an emperor, you can even have the power to compete with the 3 ancestors. As expected, the Lord of Guiyuan gritted his teeth and said, Guo Lingshe, what exactly do you want to be willing to cultivate with me? You are dreaming. Guo Lingshe sneered. You are not worthy to cultivate with me. Although you and I are disciples of Yathionmen and have the same master, you are far from me in every aspect. You and I cultivate together, you all just be sucked dry. You nonsense, you have been sealed for so many years, and your cultivation has been stagnant, and I have already surpassed you. If you cultivate together, only you will suffer. The Lord of Guiyuan shouted in exasperation. Let me tell you again. Master has made a lot of changes to Yaoshan Shenggong. The Yaoshan Shenggong Yang book in your hand is the earliest one. There are such mistakes and omissions and unreasonable places. Guo Lingshe continued. You said that Xuanzu also has Yaoshan divine art in his hands, so what he has in his hands is even more crude and incomplete. Xuanzu also said before that the most complete and powerful Yaoshan divine art is the last revision by Master, and it seems that it is all in your hands. The Lord of Guiyuan gritted his teeth with hatred. So you don't deserve it, your Yaoshan magic is not pure at all. Guo Lingshe sneered. The Lord of Guiyuan was instantly furious, but he was helpless, because he couldn't enter the Dark Realm, and it was difficult to get out after entering. And there are strong spatial fluctuations in the Dark Realm now. Guo Lingshe seems to be able to come out. If the Lord of Guiyuan rushes in now, he might be trapped inside. It seems that you are using Yaoshan magic to persuade the charming heavenly demon to betray Xuanzu. The Lord of Guiyuan sneered. Don't be complacent, you will anger Xuanzu. I am not afraid to tell you that charming heavenly demon is Xuanzu. The ancestor was trained to deal with the master, and now that the charming heavenly demon is gone, Xuanzu will definitely take action. Xuanzu really planned to let the charming heavenly demon possess Yao Tianzu, and then control Yao Tianzu. The wishful thinking was very loud, but it was a pity that this plan was destroyed by Chen Shang. At this time, Chen Shang opened a space crack through the divine mirror of 6 paths. Miss Guo, Sister Mei, we can go. Chen Shang transmitted his voice to Guo Lingshe and the soul in Guo Lingshui's body. Guo Lingshe immediately flew to Chen Zhang's side, and hugged him from behind. Are you Sister Mei or Miss Guo now? Chen Shang asked in a low voice. I'm Guo Lingshe, she asked me to hold you so that I can protect you. Guo Lingshe snorted softly and urged, come on, I don't want to hear that bastard's voice again. The Lord of Guiyuan is still cursing, venting his emotions through scolding and various threats. On the other hand, Guo Lingshe was already hugging the handsome man, stepping on the divine mirror of 6 paths, and flew out from the crack in the space. After the 6 paths divine mirror left the Dark Realm, he immediately made a space jump, away from the Demon Soul Star Realm, and came to the Tianshuan Star Realm. It really came out. Guo Lingshe looked at Tianshuan Star territory and exclaimed, where is this? Is this really just a small alien universe? Why is there such a powerful star territory? A layer of red light appeared on Guo Lingshui's body. This was the soul of the charming heavenly demon. She flew out of Guo Lingshui's body, turned into a red light, and floated beside Chen Shang and the others. This is the Tianshuan Star Region, the most powerful star region in the world-defying universe. Chen Shang said, if you want to destroy that dark ancestor, you have to rely on the power of this star region. I'm free. Mei Tianyao laughed excitedly. That's great, I'm free, this place is great. It's much better than that ghostly place. She didn't plan to continue possessing Guo Lingshe. If she kept possessing her, Guo Lingshe really had nothing to do. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4871, Tianshuangsen. Guo Lingshe also had some resentment towards the charming heavenly demon, mainly because the charming heavenly demon used her body to have all kinds of intimacy with Chen Shang, and she was ***** in front of Chen Shang. Now that she thinks about it, she thinks that the charming heavenly demon is very hateful. Miss Guo, what are your plans next? Do you want to return to Yishan immediately? Chen Shang asked. I want to go back to Yishan as soon as possible to find Master. I want to know her current situation. Guo Lingshe was still very worried about Yao Tianzu, because she suspected that Yao Tianzu was also sealed up. If possible, she would also try to rescue her. If Yao Tianzu is really sealed by Xuanzu, you can't help her out of trouble with your strength. Charming Tian Yao's voice came from the red light. Although she only had a soul, the power of her soul was so strong that even Guo Lingshe was not sure to take her down. I'm going to the Lord of Guiyuan. Guo Lingshe said, this time, I won't fall into his hands again. She looked towards the direction of the Demon Soul Starfield. Although it was far away, she was still powerful, but she could still sense that the Lord of Guiyuan was there. Miss Guo, I'll give you this communication talisman. We can contact each other in the future. Chen Shang said, I will also go to the Demon Soul Starfield, which is the starfield where the Lord of Guiyuan is located after a while. Okay. Guo Lingshe nodded, then took the communication talisman and said, "Farewell, you have to be careful not to be caught by the Lord of Guiyuan. If he sends someone to trouble you, remember to contact me." "Take care." Chen Shang nodded. "Remember to destroy the puppets created by the Lord of Guiyuan. Those Guo Lingshe puppets he created in your image are disgusting." Okay. Although Guo Lingshe was quite nostalgic for this heavenly Jade Star territory, but she hated the Lord of Guiyuan even more, so she left immediately. She was able to jump in space directly, which also surprised Chen Shang. What is certain now is that after the powerhouses of Yishan enter the world-defying universe, they will not be subject to too many restrictions. Guo Lingshe just left. She was also full of curiosity about Chen Shang. Chen Shang was able to escape from the Dark Realm, and he still had some divine weapons in his hand. No matter how he looked at it, he didn't look like an ordinary person. It's just that she cared more about her master, so she didn't go to know more about Chen Zhang's situation. She thought that if she could catch the Lord of Guiyuan, she would be able to save her master. "Little brother, are you a little disappointed? A man like you is a bitch. When I was possessed by her before, I took advantage of you and you didn't take advantage of it. Now that she has run away, do you know that you regret it?" Mei Dian Yao joked. "What a beauty, you missed a great opportunity, and you won't have it again." "Sister Mei, what are you talking about? I'm just worried that she will fall into the hands of the Lord of Guiyuan again." Chen Shang spread his hands. "I don't think so, because she is still quite strong." Mei Dian Yao smiled and said, "The Lord of Guiyuan is her junior brother anyway, and her strength has not stagnated for so many years after being sealed." "Sister Mei, do you have any plans?" Chen Shang asked. "I want to find a place to reshape my body. This Tianshuan Star territory is good. I will retreat and practice here." Mei Tianyao smiled and said, "When I cultivate my body, I can no longer possess others. I also count on me to help you take down Guo Lingshe again." Chen Shang rolled his eyes. "HMPH, that's Yaoshan Jade girl. I feel pity for you." Mei Tianyao sighed. "Even if you can't get her heart, if you get her once, that's a profit." "Sister Mei, go and reshape your body." Chen Shang was really speechless. "Can that one give me a communication talisman?" Mei Dian Yao said, "We are all suffering together, so isn't it worth giving me a communication talisman? I want to give it to you too, but you are a soul now." Chen Shang looked at the red light and said with a smile. "You look down on my soul, don't you? With this soul, I have conquered Yaoshan Jade girl. When I get stronger, it's not impossible for me to conquer Yao Tianzu." Mei Dian Yao smiled proudly. "Sister I the soul has opened up a small space that can be used to put things. Here." Chen Shang threw a communication talisman over and said, "If you meet someone in the Tianshuan Star region, don't mess around. Especially from the Chengkan second clan, or from the Tiankan Star region." "Understood," Mei Dian Yao said, "then I'm leaving. Before I come out, you'd better not go to the Lord of Guiyuan. Wait until I come out. Let me see the situation." Chen Shang waved his hand. "Humph." Mei Dian Yao was a little angry and flew away, because Chen Shang didn't seem to listen to her words. After Mei Dian Yao left, Chen Shang released Ying Kuang and Zhang Wei, and briefly explained the current situation of the Lord of Guiyuan. Yao Tianzu and Xuanzu are actually called Zan Tianzu. After Ying Kuang heard it, he exclaimed, "Yao Tianzu, Yaozu, in fact, I almost didn't expect that there is another Yaoshan gate. That dark ancestral source is very dangerous." Zhang Wei said, "If you don't get rid of it, the world-defying universe will fall into darkness and chaos. I already have a countermeasure. I just received news that the guys in Wanzhou have found the entrance and are entering the world-defying universe." Chen Shang said, "Ah Ying, Zhang Wei, you should go back to Tiankan Star region to find Grandma Su Quan first, and discuss with them against Wanzhou Mountain." "Okay." Ying Kuang nodded. He knew very well that it was too dangerous for the two of them and Chen Shang to go to the Demon Soul Star region, and only Chen Shang could adapt to that kind of environment. Chen Shang used the divine mirror of 6 paths to send them back to Shenkan Xing, and went to find Grandma Sequan to gather. It was Guan Yiyu who told Chen Shang what was going on at Wanzhou Mountain, and it was also after Chen Shang came out of the Dark Realm that he received a message from Guan Yiyu several days ago. So he immediately sent Ying Kuang and Zhang Wei back. Ying Kuang is the only person in the world-defining universe who has experienced the fate of the calamity. Facing Wanzhou Mountain, his strength is enough. Chen Shang is now in the Tianquan star territory, surrounded by very bright giant stars, and the energy of the entire star territory is very huge. He looked at the Tianquan star field center. He was going to that place to see if he could contact the field spirit. The Tianquan star territory is spiritual, and multiple star territories are connected to each other. They have been integrated with each other before to form this new Tianquan star territory. What Chen Shang didn't expect was that he had only left the Tianquan star territory not long ago, and now he returned to the center, but found that when he was close to the center of the strong light area, even he couldn't resist the terrifying scorching energy. The energy in the center is too strong, and it emits extremely strong heat light, so that when he is still far away from the center, he cannot move forward, and there is a strong space enchantment in the center area. Chen Shang could feel that the central area of the heavenly jade star domain was much stronger than the dark ancestral origin domain. The dark realm is a terrifying dark force that is eroding and decaying, and the center of the Tianquan star field is extremely hot. Too strong. Chen Shang sighed in his heart. It seems that we can only ask Grandma Linglong to help contact Tianquan Yuling. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4872, Code. Chen Shang thinks that with his personal strength, he can't fight against such a behemoth dark ancestral source at all. And Tianquan star territory, as a powerful star territory, also has its own consciousness, so it should suppress the star evil territory. In the world-defying universe, it is only fair that living beings fight against living beings. It is really too difficult for a small creature to fight against a huge cosmic celestial body. So Chen Shang also wanted to take this opportunity to establish order. The order between the star fields is maintained by the star fields, and the living beings will not interfere. If it can be done, the ancestral origins in the world-defining universe do not need to worry about anything, and there will be these powerful star fields to suppress. Grandma Linglong, can you contact Tianquan Yuling? I want to talk to it. Chen Shang said. It's a very important matter. Grandma Linglong is the soul of the world-defying universe. Although she cannot control the operation of the world-defying universe, she can perceive the big changes in the world-defying universe. In fact, now she has also become a part of the universe of the world, and she no longer has enough power to control the universe of the world. As the world-proud universe gradually became stronger, even Shen Yuanxin was gradually unable to control the world-proud universe. I'll try it, Grandma Linglong said. If you are in the Tianquan star region, I'll see if I can let it contact you directly. Chen Shang didn't wait long when a voice entered his mind. It was an ethereal voice. It sounded like male and female voices superimposed together. Creator, I don't want to have direct communication with you, but I also know that I can't communicate with you now. The voice of Tianquan Yuling came and said, I am Tianquan. The name is also given by you. Tianquan, why don't you communicate with me? Chen Shang was very puzzled and said, is there any taboo? You also called me the creator just now. So, Tianquan star territory should be regarded as my creation, right? Quote. Yes, but not exactly. Tianquan Yuling. The formation of Tianquan star territory is originally the gathering of various stars, and the energy of countless stars comes from many sources. Yes, after all, I can't create this kind of energy out of thin air. The Heaven Jade star territory can only be considered to be formed under my guidance. Chen Shang also understood the meaning of the Heaven Jade domain spirit. But without you, I can't form. Tianquan Yuling said. You seem to be contradictory. This was Chen Zhang's feeling. The sources of energy that make up the Tianquan star territory are very complex, and some of the energy cannot be traced back to the source. But these energies come from other places after all, and they do not belong to me, nor do they belong to you. Tianquan Yuling said. So, can't this energy be controlled by world-proud universe? Chen Shang frowned. Yes. Because the world-defying universe is growing too fast, a large amount of external energy is injected into it, just to dilute the energy of the world-defining universe itself, and to deprive the control of the world-defining universe. Tianquan Yuling said. As long as there are enough the energy is poured in, and in the end, even the laws of the world-defying universe will fail. Grandma Linglong also said before that many different universes have injected energy into them crazily to help the world-class universe grow and grow. Shen Yuanxin, who is the Yuanxin of the world-defying universe, also told Chen Shang that it was difficult for her to control the rapidly growing world-defying universe, so she had to sleep for a while. At this speed, even if she wakes up from a deep sleep, she may not be able to control the world-defying universe. Tianxuan, you still haven't told me why you don't want to communicate with me directly. Chen Shang thought about what Tianxuan Yuling had said before, but still couldn't understand the reason. Creator, because I want to keep a distance from you. Tianxuan Yuling said. I am in the same situation as the universe Yuanxin, and I can't fully control the entire Tianxuan star field now. In other words, the energy of the Tianxuan star region is gathered together. These energy sources are too complicated, and have formed a faction. Chen Shang was very surprised that the energy actually has this kind of consciousness. Yes, these energies are transformed into stars and have their own consciousness. They also know that you are the one who made the world-defying Tao seed, and they all recognize the world-defining Tao seed because it can benefit everyone. Tianxuan Yuling said. However, everyone, I don't want to be ruled by you. I probably understand. Chen Shang sighed and said, do they want to remain independent? Yes, because they all know that you can refine the world-defining Tao seed, which also means, you can gather energy to refine and absorb it, and everyone is afraid of being absorbed by you. Tianxuan Yuling sighed. Chen Shang supported his forehead. The many stars in the Tianxuan star region were actually worried that they would be swallowed by him. But it is true, because he has absorbed the energy of many stars. Tianxuan, I have created the Tianxuan star territory anyway. Since those stars have benefited from it and don't want to obey me, they can't get the benefits of the world-defying Taoist for nothing, right? Tianxuan star territory is a part of the world-defying universe. Since they gather here and turn into stars for various reasons, shouldn't everyone work together to protect the world-defying universe? Chen Shang was a little unhappy at this time, and he was quite emotional. Tianxuan Yuling was silent and did not speak. If the world-defying universe is finished, everyone must be finished. Chen Shang snorted and said sternly, although the Tianxuan star region is very powerful, those stars want to grow and absorb all kinds of energy, right? Creator, what do you want us to do? Tianxuan Yuling said. I won't order you, I only hope that the heavenly jade star region can follow the rules, and this code is good for everyone. Chen Shang said. This is my original intention to create the heavenly jade star region. If it cannot be followed, then I can only make Tianxuan starfield return to the past. The we that Tianxuan Yuling said refers to all the stars in Tianxuan star territory. Those stars are a collection of energy and have their own consciousness. Although the heavenly jade domain spirit is the emperor of the star domain, it still cannot control all the stars. It is like a young emperor who suddenly ascended the throne. His foundation is still shallow, and he cannot control those old ministers at all. What rules? Tianxuan Yuling asked. This is negotiable. In the world-defying universe, there are some star territories that are polluted by external forces, and will turn into the evil star territory, or there are hidden dangers in the process of the star territory's self-growth. In short, there are star territories that endanger the world-defying universe. You big star territories must shoot. Chen Shang said. Can you guys do this? I will discuss with everyone. Tianxuan Yuling said. I can promise you that I will never infringe on the star territory. Chen Shang said. If humans invade the stars, you just shoot to destroy them, and you can't harm the living beings in these star territories. Then you can no longer take away the stars, and you can no longer extract the energy of the stars. Tianxuan Yuling said. You have done this kind of thing before. Chen Shang is a little embarrassed. He has indeed collected a lot of stars. After all, the operation of the Six Paths Divine Mirror requires a lot of energy. Directly collecting the stars is the fastest way to obtain energy. I promise you, Chen Shang said. Well, we promise you too. Tianxuan Yuling said. You should know about the situation in the Demon Soul Star region, right? That dark ancestral source is too strong. Chen Shang sighed. I don't have any means to face that thing, I can only ask you. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4873, Dark Out of Control. Demon Soul Star Territory. I know, but is this really good? Tianxuan Yuling asked. Why not? The Demon Soul Star Territory is now the Evil Star Territory, and there is a dark ancestor in the middle. Chen Shang didn't know why Tianxuan Yuling had concerns. I know the existence of the Demon Soul Star Territory, and I also know that there is a very powerful energy in the Monster Soul Star Territory, but this is all the result of the Monster Soul Star Territory's own cultivation. You shouldn't interfere, Tianxuan Yuling said again. It's not that the Demon Soul Starfield is cultivating by itself, but a very evil force intervenes, and the Demon Soul Starfield has become like that. Chen Shang was very anxious, and hurriedly told Tianxuan Domain Spirit everything he knew about the origin of darkness. Tianxuan, if all the dark maggots in the dark ancestral source escape, I guarantee that most of the stars in the Tianxuan star region will be swallowed up. Chen Shang said seriously, in this kind of thing, I won't lie. Yours. The heavenly jade domain spirit was silent, and seemed to be negotiating with other stars in the heavenly jade star domain. After a while, Tianxuan Yuling said, okay, let me handle the dark ancestors of the demon soul star territory. By the way, Tianxuan, do you know how the star fields of other universes work? Chen Shang asked, are they all like you, able to grow into realm spirits? No, as far as I know, even in Yishan, very few domain spirits can be born. Of course, Yishan has a star field of this scale, even far beyond the Tianxuan star domain, but they can't breed domain spirits. Tianxuan Yuling said, the reason why I was born is mainly because of you, the creator. It has something to do with me. Chen Shang frowned. Yes, Tianxuan Yuling said. So Tianxuan star territory should belong to you, but the stars in the star territory are equivalent to each life, they also want to live, and they also want to live with the world-defying universe. Quote. Okay, I will no longer use stars as an energy source in the future. Chen Shang said. I can go to other universes to get stars, right? As long as it is not a star of the world-defying universe, we have no opinion. Said Tianxuan Yuling. That's good, if there is a crisis from the celestial body in the world-defining universe in the future, I will leave it to you. Chen Shang said. Yishan can create the evil star domain, they will make a huge star domain twist in evil, those stars the domain was exploited by them. This is abominable, after the distortion of the star field, the stars inside will be very pitiful. Tianxuan Yuling sighed. By destroying the dark ancestors of the demon soul star region, you will be able to liberate the stars in it. Chen Shang said, there may be more actions in this area in the future, and only the heavenly jade star region will be able to do so. Only the power can stop it. The rules for the operation of the star territory of the world-proud cosmos will be handed over to the Tianxuan star territory to maintain. Okay, Tianxuan Yuling readily agreed. When will you start? Chen Shang asked. You can attack now. Listening to your description, that dark ancestor is very strange, and I do not guarantee that it will be destroyed. Tian Jade Yuling said. Then let's cooperate with each other. I'll go over there first. You launch an attack. If it doesn't work, then let's discuss it again. Chen Shang said. Yes, Tianxuan Yuling also agreed. After all, Chen Shang was discussing with it, not ordering him. By the way, Tianxuan, the fate I cultivated before has turned into the same shape as Tianxuan star territory, what does this mean? Chen Shang asked. Tianxuan Yuling didn't answer, it seemed to know what was going on, but it didn't want to tell Chen Shang. To be honest, you are the destiny of Tianxuan star territory. Tianxuan Yuling said. In other words, you are still the star of Tianxuan Yuling. In short, you can affect all aspects of Tianxuan star territory. The reason why Tianxuan Yuling didn't want to tell Chen Shang is that it is very clear that Tianxuan star territory should be controlled by Chen Shang, but the stars in the star territory are not willing. After thinking about it, Chen Shang also understood what was going on. He smiled and said, it turns out that you can rest assured, I won't have any special requirements, I made an agreement with you before that I will not devour the stars of the world-defying universe. Quote. Creator, if you want to become stronger, you need to create more like Tianxuan star territory. Tianxuan territory said, this is equivalent to your future cultivation. So, I need to create a world-defying Taoist. Chen Shang said with a wry smile, this is really too difficult. Thinking back on his previous experience, he doesn't want to do it a second time, but if he can become stronger, he can only do it. But you have to do this is your way of cultivation. Tianxuan Yuling said, you create a domain spirit, which is equivalent to having a very powerful destiny. Top 10 normal people, and with the stars as the domain grows, your destiny will become stronger. Alright, after I get rid of that dark ancestral source, I'll go and think about the practice. Chen Shang said, I'll go to the demon soul star region now. Chen Shang threw out a communication talisman and said, this is a communication talisman, I need to keep in touch with you. The communication talisman suddenly disappeared and was taken away by Tianxuan Yuling. Chen Shang immediately made a space jump and came to the outside of the demon soul star territory. After arriving, he immediately contacted Guoling Shay. Miss Guo, where are you? Chen Shang asked. He was worried that Guoling Shay would be sealed in the dark realm again. I'm in the Demon Soul Star territory, those Guolingshe puppets were almost killed by me. Guolingshe quickly replied to Chen Shang, saying, I don't know where the Lord of Ghost Abyss is hiding, I'm looking for his Demon Soul Star territory is very big, if he wants to hide, it will be difficult for me to find him. Don't look for him, come out quickly. Chen Shang said, I have found a way to destroy the Dark Ancestor, and it may spread to the Demon Soul Star region. Really, is there any way to destroy the Dark Ancestors? This thing is growing like crazy now, even if Zanzu is an old bastard, he may not be able to hold back. Guolingshe said, I chased down the master of Guiyuan before. He told me when I was in 1990 that the Dark Ancestor was out of control. Out of control, Chen Shang said in surprise. Yes, the Lord of Guiyuan said that Xuanzu didn't expect that the world-defying universe would grow so fast, so the Dark Ancestors swallowed a lot of energy, and the growth rate was too fast, it was difficult to suppress. Guolingshe said. Then come out quickly. Chen Shang was even more anxious, hoping that Tianshu and Xingyu would take action soon. Okay, I'll go out now. After Guolingshe locked Chen Zhang's position through the communication talisman, he immediately jumped in space. Not long after, Guolingshe appeared on the Six Paths mirror. We'll just have to watch here. Chen Zhang's current position is above the outside of the Demon Soul Star territory. Here, you can see that there is a dark area in the Monster Soul Star territory, that is where the Dark Ancestors are located. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4874, The Power of Tianshuan. Guolingshe clenched her fists tightly and kept vigilant around her, looking around. Miss Guo, relax, the Lord of Ghost Abyss is not nearby. Chen Shang said with a smile. I hope he's nearby. Guolingshe snorted softly and cursed in a low voice, thinking of what this asterisk said to me before, I can't wait to kill him. Miss Guo, you have been sealed for so many years, you should have matured your temperament already, there is no need to be angry about this kind of thing. Chen Shang said, maybe the Lord of Guiyuan deliberately made you angry, isn't this in his favor? Humph. Guolingshe closed her eyes, took a few deep breaths, and then slowly calmed down. Chen Shang didn't ask her what the Lord of Guiyuan said, for fear of arousing her anger again. Chen Shang, if you can really destroy the Dark Ancestors, Xuanzu will definitely take action. Guolingshe said, it's not that he will come in person, but he will definitely be furious because of it. At that time, he will definitely give Guiyuan to Guiyuan. The Lord's greatest support, let that cleanse the world-defying universe. Of course I know that the Dark Ancestor must be the great treasure of that Xuanzu. If the Dark Ancestor is destroyed, he will definitely fight back. Chen Shang spread his hands and said helplessly, but if the Dark Ancestor is not destroyed, those once the dark maggots erupt, the world-defying universe will definitely be finished. Chen Shang is also very clear now, the most important thing is those stars, the dark maggots run out, they will burrow into the interior of the stars, and breed in the center of each star, so that it will not take long for the stars in the world-defying universe to be invaded by the dark maggots. Did you do it yourself? How are you going to destroy the Dark Ancestor? Guolingshe asked. If it was before, she would definitely not think that Chen Shang could destroy the Dark Ancestor. But after being rescued by Chen Shang from the Dark Realm, she no longer doubted what Chen Shang said. She was sealed for hundreds of millions of years and could not escape from the dark ancestral source, but Chen Shang ran out very quickly. What hit her a lot was that Chen Zhang's cultivation was far inferior to hers, but he could easily do things that she couldn't do. It wasn't me who took action, but the Tianshuan Star territory is the one I took you to before. Chen Shang said. Ah, that star field is very powerful, even Yishan rarely has such a huge star field. Guolingshe was very surprised and said, so, that star field already has consciousness. Yes, I talked to the Heavenly Jade Domain Spirit before, and it said that it will be responsible for maintaining the order of the stars in the world-defying universe. Chen Shang said with a smile, that is to say, as long as it involves the level of the stars, the Heavenly Jade Star Domain will be able to do it. Get out. Why are you able to talk to this kind of domain spirit? Guolingshe was even more curious about Chen Zhang's identity. In her opinion, Chen Shang could not be an ordinary person. Although Chen Shang has never been to Yishan, he knows Zuyuan very well, and he can also spy on the internal situation of the Dark Ancestors. Because I'm very familiar with the Heavenly Jade Domain Spirit. Chen Shang snorted and said, let's just watch it carefully. If the Dark Ancestral Source is attacked, there will be a lot of movement. I'll check the situation and give it a try. Take away the Dark Ancestors. If the Dark Ancestral Source is bombarded by the Tianshuan star field, if it can't be resisted, it will definitely be weakened. Chen Shang intends to use up the power of all the stars in the Divine Mirror of 6 Paths to take away the Dark Ancestor. Because he will not be able to collect stars in the Aoshi universe in the future, nor can he swallow the power of gathering stars, so he must obtain a new energy source. Dark Ancestral Origin is a very good choice, provided that it can be controlled. This is also what Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing discussed before. You want to take away the Dark Ancestors? For what? Guo Lingshe looked at Chen Shang in shock. This kind of thing, even Xuanzu can't take it away, right? I'm not sure if it will be successful, but there will definitely be a lot of movement at that time, especially the Lord of Guiyuan. If he sees it, he will definitely stop me. Chen Shang smiled and said, Miss Guo, you will be there when the time comes. You have to help me block it. This guy has been hiding from me. If he can run out, that's the best. Guo Lingshui's eyes lit up. She was eager for the Lord of Guiyuan to run out. Heavenly Jade Star region is about to start action. Chen Shang suddenly received a message from the Heavenly Jade region spirit. In fact, he didn't know how the Heavenly Jade Star region would attack. He just finished speaking, and suddenly there was a very strong spatial shock above the location of the dark ancestral origin of the Demon Soul Star region. So strong, Guo Lingshe said in horror, what kind of power is this? The Aoshi universe is a very powerful alien universe. Such a large range of space is distorted, and it will be torn apart. This kind of power is very terrifying. In some very small and weak universes, Guo Lingshe can tear apart a wide range of space at will, and even destroy those universes. But in Aoshi universe, she can only perform space jumps, and can't keep the space cracked for a long time. Above the dark ancestral source, the space is distorted like a huge black vortex. As the energy of the Tianshuan starfield is gradually delivered, the vortex also turns white and begins to condense energy. A strong white light erupted in the center of the vortex, like thousands of suns colliding together, very shocking. In the process of condensing the energy, there will be strong waves of light and heat. Although Chen Shang and Guo Lingshe are far away, they can feel the strong light and heat, coming like waves. Very strong. Guo Lingshe frowned, using her own strength to condense a wall of light to block in front of herself and Chen Shang. Chen Shang immediately felt a lot more comfortable. It seems that the dark ancestors can't be stopped. After Guo Lingshe finished speaking, she looked at Chen Shang and said, you shouldn't have the chance to collect the ruined dark ancestors. How can there be something left in the dark ancestral source? Chen Shang said with a smile, you can get a little bit of scum. In the future, he can't attack Xingqian. Chen Shang has to hoard enough energy in advance to use it for the operation of the 6 Paths Divine Mirror. Chen Shang, where has the charming heavenly demon gone? Guo Lingshe suddenly asked, isn't she with you? She's going to train her body, and she doesn't know where she's going. It should be in the heavenly Jade Star region. Chen Shang said, why are you asking this? Don't you hate her very much? I hope to get her help. My cultivation has reached a bottleneck. Especially in terms of soul, I am far inferior to her. She was possessed by me before, I can feel it, and my soul cultivation can be improved. Guo Lingshe has now also realized that his strength is still too weak. What happened to Yishan? Her master Yao Tianzu may be sealed, and now she does not have enough strength to fight against Xuanzu in Yishan. Wait until she gets out of practice. Chen Shang said. Guo Lingshe, what did you do? The voice of the Lord of Guiyuan suddenly came from a distance, and he roared angrily, this is the dark ancestor that is very important to Xuanzu. If it is destroyed, you will be finished. World Defying Dan God Chapter 4875, Darkness Dies. The Lord of Guiyuan was very frightened. When Xuanzu created the dark ancestor, he also participated in it. He can barely create the Xie domain, but he can't create such a dark ancestral source like Xuanzu. It is precisely because of his participation in the creation of the dark ancestry that the Lord of Guiyuan knows how terrifying this thing is. Now that the dark ancestors are out of control, even Xuanzu is difficult to suppress, but the Lord of Guiyuan is not worried about anything. If the dark ancestral source is really out of control, the Lord of Guiyuan can also benefit from it. He can take the opportunity to devour the power of the world-defying universe, and then use it to cultivate fate. But now the dark ancestral source has been attacked by a very powerful force. Although the Lord of Guiyuan is roaring at Guo Lingshe, he himself knows very well that this level of power is only possessed by a celestial body like a giant star field. What kind of thing is Xuanzu? Chen Shang, who was beside Guo Lingshe, snorted, Master of Guiyuan, if you have the feeling, call Xuanzu over here. Tell you, it was me who turned against the charming heaven demon, and Guo Lingshe it was me who was rescued, and now the dark ancestor has been attacked, and I did it too. Who are you? The Lord of Guiyuan in the distance shouted angrily. I'm Chen Shang. Haven't you told you about the puppet people you created before? Chen Shang laughed and said, those puppet people should have all been killed. It's you. Of course, the Lord of Guiyuan had heard of Chen Zhang's name, and he still heard it often, but he did not expect that a small person in the world-defying universe would actually make him suffer such a big loss. I will definitely tell Xuanzu, you wait. The Lord of Guiyuan also knows that Chen Shang is not easy to mess with, and the person who can mobilize the power of the star territory is most likely the creator of this universe. You have to tell Xuanzu, the premise is that you still have your life to go back. Guo Lingshe had already flown over and fought fiercely with the Lord of Guiyuan. Tianquan star territory is bombarding the dark ancestral source, and a violent energy wave erupts. Guo Lingshe and the Lord of Guiyuan are fighting in such an environment, and neither side will feel particularly good. The Lord of Guiyuan can't run away now, because the attack of Tianquan starfield is getting stronger and stronger, especially Tianquan starfield directly transmits energy from space, making the space of the entire Demon Soul starfield very chaotic. The space around the Demon Soul starfield is extremely unstable, and it is difficult to perform space jumps in this situation. So Guo Lingshe thinks this is a good opportunity. The Lord of Ghost Abyss cannot escape by jumping through space. Chen Shang didn't pay too much attention to their battle, because the fight was too chaotic, and the speed was very fast. Flying around in the distance, Chen Shang was dazzled. He is still mainly concerned about the dark ancestors of the Tianquan Star Wars. You must know that the Tianquan Star region is now sending energy to fight from far away, so the dark ancestors have a great advantage. However, under this huge advantage, dark ancestral source is still very powerless when fighting back. The counterattack of the dark ancestors mainly wanted to kill the energy vortex in the air, but the dark power that erupted from the dark ancestors was too weak, and was directly absorbed by the powerful light and heat power. Chen Shang still underestimated the power of Tianquan Star region. That energy vortex is getting bigger and bigger, covering the central area of the entire Demon Soul Star region. The dark domain in the central area of the Demon Soul Star region has now been smashed to pieces, and the chains between the dark ancestral origin and the various stars in the Demon Soul Star region have also been cut off. The dark ancestral source has been devouring and absorbing the energy of the stars, and now that the stars in the Demon Soul Star region are freed, they have also fought back. Tianquan Xingyu seems to be able to communicate with the stars here. I saw the large and small stars in the Demon Soul Star field. At this moment, powerful energy beams erupted, shooting at the huge energy vortex in the air, enhancing the power of Tianquan. It's almost there, Sister Xiaojing said. Brother, that dark ancestral source can't hold on to the next attack. We will seize the opportunity and take away the good things of dark ancestral source. Girl Jing, there are all those disgusting bugs inside. What are we going to do here? Chen Shang felt very disgusting when he thought of countless dense insects. Brother, the dark ancestral source will definitely be destroyed by the blast. We just need to take it in, put it into the world-proud divine furnace to refine it, and refine it into an energy source. Sister Xiaojing said, we don't have any stars in the future. It's ready to use. This energy source can support the Six Paths Divine Mirror for a period of time. Tianquan Yuling said before that Chen Shang can no longer take the stars of the world-defying universe, but it is possible to go to other universes to collect the stars. Chen Shang thought of Wanzhou Mountain, where there are many large and small universes gathering together. Although the energy of those stars is a little worse, but the amount is enough. He is now thinking about sneaking into Wanzhou Mountain to steal the stars. The Lord of Guiyuan also saw countless stars in the Demon Soul starfield flashing, and he was even more shocked. Obviously, these stars have reached a consensus with each other and are cooperating with that power to attack the Dark Ancestor. Chen Shang was also shocked by the scene in front of him. This is the power of the powerful star territory of the world-proud universe. If there are more powerful star territories, the proud world universe will no longer worry about being put into the dark ancestral origin. Even if the ancestral source of creation enters the world-defying universe, it may be assimilated by those star fields. After several bombardments, the dark ancestral source finally couldn't hold it anymore. Chen Shang could see from a distance that the huge black sphere had cracks on its surface and was spraying dark maggots out. The dark maggots just flew out, and after being irradiated by the light and heat emitted by the energy vortex in the air, they instantly vaporized. The maggots bred within the dark ancestral source were vaporized in waves, turned into energy, and absorbed by the stars in the demon soul star field. Appeared. Sister Xiaojing suddenly shouted. Brother, hurry up. The divine mirror of six paths sensed that there was something inside the dark ancestral source, and immediately flew over with Chen Shang. The divine mirror of six paths is now frantically burning the remaining star energy, making space jumps, passing through the cracks on the surface of the dark ancestors, and entering the interior. After entering, Chen Shang saw a huge red crystal. This thing should be a Tao seed. Chen Shang said in shock. This Tao seed is similar to the world-defying Tao seed, but the energy is too turbid, and it also gathers a lot of resentment and hostility. No wonder it becomes like this. Can you take it away? Chen Shang asked. Yes, Sister Xiaojing said. Use the world-defying furnace. Chen Shang released the world-defying divine furnace, and after controlling the divine furnace to grow bigger, the six paths divine mirror pierced a beam of light into the divine furnace, and then put the huge red crystal into the divine furnace. It's done, let's go. Sister Xiaojing immediately flew away with Chen Shang, and said, Brother, a Tao of that level requires a lot of energy to cultivate. If we can use it, it is also a very good energy source. The dark ancestral source has been killed, the dark realm inside the demon soul star field has been eliminated, and the demon soul star field has returned to light. Do you like this site? Donate here. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4876, Ghost Rebirth. The dark ancestral source is gone, and the Lord of Guiyuan can't believe it is true. In his opinion, even if it is attacked by a very powerful star field, the dark ancestral source can last for a while. After all, it is a powerful celestial body created from another sky, and after hundreds of millions of years of growth, even if it is to be destroyed, it cannot be destroyed overnight. The Lord of Ghost Abyss has seen many times the swallowing of huge celestial bodies, such as the collision of some huge stars. Even after the collision, it is not destroyed in the first time, and even merged in the end, and the process is very long. Billions of years. The dark ancestral source is countless times larger than those giant stars, and now there is no such thing. The Lord of Guiyuan can't accept all this, because even Xuanzu can't do it. In his opinion, let alone Xuanzu, even if the three Yishan ancestors join forces, they may not be able to make the dark ancestors disappear in such a short period of time. However, Tianshu and Xingyu did it. What kind of terrible power is this? Even Guolingshe was shocked and terrified in her heart. She was trapped in the dark ancestral origin domain for hundreds of millions of years, and she knew that this thing was terrifying, but now it's gone. She remembered that Chen Shang had said before that this is the rule of thumb for the operation of the star region in the world-defying universe, and that powerful star region is taking action. There are also powerful star fields of this level in Yishan, but they all seem to be lifeless. The proud universe has such a powerful star field, which is enough to maintain the smooth operation of the universe, at least not worrying about being dominated by the ancestral origin of the world-proud universe. Before, there was an ancestral source within the star territory of the world-proud cosmos. Those ancestral sources wanted to control the operation of the star territory, and were later sealed by Sister Xiaojing and the God Master of Tao creation. At that time, the world-defying universe was very dangerous, and it would turn into the evil star realm at any time. Chen Shang guessed that if multiple evil star regions were formed, and these evil star regions devoured each other and merged to a certain stage, then it would become the size of the dark ancestors, which is very terrifying. The strong light and heat vortex over the demon soul star territory gradually dissipated, and the stars inside the demon soul star territory were also swirling rapidly. The huge stars are moving, and the energy emitted is colliding. In just a short moment, the temperature of the entire demon soul star field soars sharply, and a large number of stars are moving towards the center of the star field. Chen Shang is also not surprised by this. When he created the world-defying Tao seed before, the huge star field could move quickly. A large number of stars quickly poured into the center of the demon soul star field, forming a huge field of light and heat in the center area. The Lord of Guiyuan was heartbroken to see this, because the Guiyuan beasts and Guiyuan orcs he brought could not withstand the terrifying heat and light, and would definitely be destroyed. The demon soul starfield has returned to normal. The most terrifying thing is that when the Dark Ancestors were destroyed, a lot of energy erupted. These energies have been purified by Tianshuan star territory, and now the energy floats in the Monster Soul star territory, forming a very thick nebula, covering the entire Monster Soul star territory. From a distance, the Demon Soul star region is a large group of golden clouds emitting strong light. Because it is rich in fast-flowing energy, the entire star region is also very hot. The stars in the Demon Soul star territory seem to have been reborn, greedily absorbing the residual energy of the Dark Ancestors and are rapidly evolving themselves. Chen Shang closed his eyes and felt the movement of the Demon Soul star field, and was deeply shocked in his heart. Because he discovered that the stars in the Demon Soul star territory are all cultivating, and they all follow the six-path cultivation method to cultivate, which means that they will also cultivate their fate in the future. If these stars have cultivated their destiny, this Demon Soul star field will definitely be very powerful. Wait, the Lord of Guiyuan suddenly sacrificed a huge black stone tablet. I saw a black crack in the middle of the stone tablet. It was a door to space. After the Lord of Guiyuan got into the door, the black stone tablet began to twist, and then disappeared. He has returned to Yishan. Guo Lingshe frowned and said, Xuanzu will know about this soon, and I must hurry back to Yishan to find my master. What's your answer? Chen Shang asked. Guo Lingshe was silent, because she found that she did not have the ability to return to Yishan. I have a solution, Chen Shang said suddenly. Any solution? Guo Lingshe has no doubts about Chen Zhang's method. After all, Chen Shang can destroy even the Dark Ancestors. Although he didn't do it himself, it was all led by Chen Shang. The forces over there in Yishan have put a lot of ancestral sources of creation in the world-defying universe. Chen Shang said. These ancestral sources of creation are all connected to the mother of Yishan, and I can locate Yishan's ancestors through these ancestral sources of creation. Mother source, and then open the channel to let you return to Yishan. However, after you go to Yishan, you may appear at the mother source. No problem, I'm not afraid of the mother source. Guo Lingshe said. There are 3 mother sources in Yishan, and most of the mother sources put into the world-defying universe must be from the mother source that Xuanzu is in charge of. This means that after you go back, you will appear in Xuanzu's origin domain. Chen Shang said. In Yishan, as long as I don't encounter Xuanzu's level, I'm not afraid, I can escape. Guo Lingshe said. Chen Shang, please help me go back as soon as possible. If I find my master, she might stop me. Xuanzu attacked the world-defying universe. Okay, Chen Shang didn't expect Yao Tianzu to successfully stop him, he knew very well that relying on himself was the last word. Chen Shang took Guo Lingshe through the 6 paths divine mirror to a nearby ancestral source of creation, which was also in the center of a star field. Miss Guo, you said earlier that you wanted to ask the charming heavenly demon to ask you about your cultivation soul, so when will you come back after you return to Yishan? Chen Shang said, if you still plan to come to the world-defying universe, then I will see the charming heavenly demon empress. Just talk to her. I'm not sure what's coming, but I'll definitely come again. Guo Lingshe said, she had made up her mind to help Aoshi universe resist the power of Xuanzu. Okay, then I'll start, Chen Shang nodded. Then he controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths to float above the ancestral source of creation, and then handed it over to Sister Xiaojing. Sister Xiaojing began to think about how to get to Yishan a long time ago, so she had a very reliable way, that is, through the ancestral source of creation. As she guessed, the space channel can be opened through the ancestral source of creation, and the energy of the ancestral source of creation is still consumed. Miss Guo, there will be a period in the future. Chen Shang felt the spatial fluctuation of the 6 paths divine mirror, and immediately flew away, letting Guo Lingshe stay on it. Master Shen, I will definitely come back. If the Lord of Guiyuan makes a comeback, please be patient. Guo Lingshe said with a determined expression, I will definitely lead Yathianmen to clean up the door. Take care. Chen Shang bowed his hands, and the 6 paths divine mirror also sent Guo Lingshe away at this time. Help her go well. Chen Shang closed his eyes, and then recalled his short experience with this Yaoshan Jade girl. He took a deep breath and could feel her faint fragrance still lingering around him. I'm going to see Sister Mei and learn more about Yishan's things from her. Chen Shang looked at the direction of Tianshuan star territory from a distance, and a solemn look appeared in his eyes. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4877, Pursuit of Taoism. Chen Shang took out the communication talisman to contact the charming heavenly demon, but he didn't get a response, so he could only go to the heavenly Jade Star region first. After the divine mirror of 6 paths came to the Tianxuan star territory, Chen Shang immediately contacted his mother Guan Yiyu. She said before that another space channel was opened at Wanzhou Mountain, and Chen Shang immediately sent Ying Kuang and Zhang Wei there. Xiaoshang, our side is okay for now. That space channel has been blocked by us. I heard Ying Kuang say that there is a very powerful patron saint in Wanzhou Mountain, and we haven't met it yet. Guan Yiyu said, you can go about your business with peace of mind, we can handle it for the time being. Guan Yiyu also knew that Chen Shang still had a lot of things to do, so he also hoped to share some things, and didn't want Chen Shang to work so hard. Auntie, the Demon Soul Star region has returned to normal. Chen Shang said with a smile. Don't worry about the Demon Soul Star region in the future, and maybe it will become a very powerful star region. Really? That's great. Guan Yiyu was very surprised and also very happy. This hidden danger has finally been eliminated. Xiaoshang, you must be very tired. I really hope you can rest. It's okay. Anyang, although the Demon Soul Starfield has returned to normal, our world-proud cosmos is still facing a great crisis. Chen Shang briefly talked about the origin of the darkness, as well as the Lord of the Ghost Abyss and the profound ancestor. After Guan Yiyu learned about it, her heart was heavy. By the way, Dad, he's fine for the time being. The Shen family was taken away by some mysterious people. Chen Shang also talked about the time cultivator. Xiaoshang, when will Yishan come back? Guan Yiyu asked. I don't know, but it won't happen in a short time. If they want to come to the world-defying universe, they also need to prepare for a long time. Moreover, the space of the world-defying universe is getting stronger and stronger now, it is not so easy for them to come here. Chen Shang said. Well, we have to become stronger as soon as possible. Guan Yiyu said. Auntie, if there is any movement in the passage of Wanzhou Mountain, you should contact me immediately. Chen Shang said. I still have some things to do, so I won't go there for the time being. By the way, I can't do anything to Xingqian in the future. Chen Shang talked about the rules agreed with Tianxuan Star Territory. Understood, Xiaoshang, you must be more careful. Guan Yiyu told her that she was more at ease when she learned that Aoshi Universe had a celestial body like the heavenly Jade Star Territory to maintain order, at least she no longer needed to worry about that powerful ancestral chaos. Chen Shang put away the communication talisman and looked at the center of the Tianxuan Star region. It was very bright, covering a large area, and there were hundreds of thousands of incomparably huge suns gathered there. That is an area that he cannot reach at present. It is too hot, and it will be very uncomfortable to get close to it. If it appears directly in the center, it may be destroyed in an instant. The star territory where the world-defying temple and the 100 Flowers temple are located may have something similar to the dark ancestor in the interior, so it has always been like that. Chen Shang frowned. It's been so long, and it hasn't been unsealed yet. The world-defying temple and the 100 Flowers temple were located in 2 star regions. Those 2 star regions were not very large. Although they did not transform into the evil star regions, they were always in an unstable state. Fortunately, Shen Yuanxin was transferred to the 2nd dimension of the world-defying universe, and disconnected from Yishan, so it did not continue to deteriorate. Brother, maybe this isn't a bad thing for them. Sister Xiaojing said. They can take advantage of this time to cultivate well in it. 6-path cultivation and fate cultivation also cover the double dimension. It's so good, whether it's the world-defying temple or the 100 Flowers temple, they are all talented people, they should be able to understand something. Chen Shang nodded and said, if they can suppress the internal ancestral source of creation, then even more so. All right. Brother, Madian Yao is still practicing in seclusion, and I can't answer you yet. Sister Xiaojing said, but you can locate her from her messenger. Go directly to her, right? Also, Chen Shang also wanted to see how the charming heavenly demon cultivated. Madian Yao is also a very powerful soul, even if she has no body, that powerful soul floating in the Tianxuan Star Territory is also very dangerous. Sister Xiaojing passed the 6 paths divine mirror, and quickly locked the location of the charming heaven monster, and then jumped over immediately. It's not even on the stars. Chen Shang looked at the position in front of him and said with a smile, she's quite good at choosing places too. Although it cannot absorb the energy of the stars, the energy overflowing from the stars can be absorbed casually. Tianquan Yuling and Chen Shang agreed that they could not directly extract the energy of stars through various formations. There are so many powerful stars in the Tianquan star field, and the energy released by these stars is very large, enough for the living beings to absorb and practice. The current location of the charming heavenly demon is the center of a natural star formation formed by a dozen giant stars surrounded by each other. The charming heavenly demon itself turned into a ball of light and hid in the center of the star array where the energy was most concentrated, so that it could absorb a lot of energy. Sister Mirror, the divine mirror of 6 paths should also be able to absorb the energy released by these stars. Chen Shang asked. Of course, but if the 6 paths divine mirror absorbs it, it will make a lot of noise. I'm afraid it will also interfere with the operation of the stars. Sister Xiaojing said. If it is absorbed slowly, it will make little sense. It seems that we can only go to other universes. Chen Shang said. There must be a lot of stars in Wanzhou Mountain, and the 6 paths divine mirrors should be able to hold a lot. Of course it can hold a lot of stars, especially the world-defying cosmos map of the 6 paths divine mirror, which is itself a star container. Little Mirror said with a smile. Ah, the world-defying cosmos map is a container. Chen Shang said in shock. Yeah, the world-defying cosmos map is no longer a magical method, it has been turned into a substantial artifact. Sister Xiaojing said with a smile. There is also the world-defying mountains and river map, but it needs to be used in conjunction with the 6 paths divine mirror. During this period of time, the divine mirror of 6 paths has gone through a lot, not to mention the contact with many ancestors of the world, and it has also cultivated the world-defying Tao seed and participated in the creation of the Tianquan star field. These experiences are regarded as cultivation for the divine mirror of 6 paths. That's great. Chen Shang was also very happy, and could not wait to go to Wanzhou Mountain immediately. By the way, brother, we can take advantage of this time to refine the Tao seed of the Dark Ancestor. Sister Xiaojing giggled. You have a thicker skin, go to Tianquan Yuling to borrow some energy, and let it support us to put the Tao seed of the Dark Ancestral origin as refined into a world-affectionate Tao seed, and then this a world-affectionate Tao seed is placed in the 6 paths divine mirror. That's right, Chen Shang said with a smile. With this level of world-defeating Taoist species, the divine mirror of 6 paths will be even stronger. The world-defying divine furnace also needs a world-defying Tao seed. It's better to have the 4 statues and divine weapons, it will be even more powerful. Sister Xiaojing also giggled. You can take your time. There are so many universes in Wanzhou Mountain, and there should also be very powerful star fields. If there is a creation ancestor in the center of the star field, then it can be refined into a powerful Tao seed. Chen Shang was already thinking about how to get more powerful of the universe. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 4878, Ancestral Escape. Chen Shang was in the heavenly Jade Star territory, refining the Tao seed of the dark ancestral origin inside the world-defying divine furnace, while waiting for the charming heavenly demon to exit the customs. He didn't know that there was a lot of commotion in the demon soul star territory. After all, it was a heavenly Jade Star territory attacking the dark ancestors. This fluctuation has shaken the world-defying universe, causing other alien universes to sense this strong movement. For example, at Wanzhou Mountain, the Lord of Wanzhou sensed it, and he also had relevant information. This also caused them who originally wanted to enter the world-defying universe in a big way, to slow down this action, and they now have great concerns. This bastard, Lord of Guiyuan, ran back to Yishan in a dreadful way. The Lord of Myriad Universe frowned and said, the evil star realm he created was directly disintegrated, and I don't know what happened. As far as I know, there is a dark ancestor in the middle of the Xiaoyu. The source of the dark ancestor is not small, and now it is completely gone. What kind of power is hidden in the universe of the world? It was the founder of Wanzhou Mountain who spoke. Source. The overall strength of the Lord of Guiyuan is very strong. Although he only brought a part of it to the world-defying universe, it is also a very powerful force. I didn't expect to be killed together with Xiaoyu, leaving only the Lord of Guiyuan to run back to the other side. God, the Lord of the Universe sighed, I don't know if this has anything to do with Chen Shang. Chen Shang. His cultivation base is still very low, right? Wanzhou Zuyuan said. It's very low, but don't forget, when he faced us at the beginning, his cultivation was not high, but we were still put together by him. The Lord of the Universe said, it's a pity that we know too much about the world-defying universe. Phew. There is a heavenly Jade Star territory in the world-proud universe. It is impossible for such a powerful star territory to appear suddenly, it must be caused by human beings. Wanzhou Zuyuan said. If this is also related to Chen Shang, then we can be careful. Tianshuan star territory. It's so powerful. Did someone cause the sudden formation of a star territory of this size? Compared with human strength, this star territory is too insignificant. The Lord of the Universe sighed. Ouchie, what happened to the universe? Why is it getting stronger and stronger, just the Tianshuan star region, which we don't have in Wanzhou Mountain? There are so many universes in Wanzhou Mountain, and for so many years, such a star field has not been formed, which makes the Lord of Wanzhou jealous. Other Yishans are also taking action one after another, and the world-defying universe will be very lively. Wanzhou Zuyuan said. We are now watching the changes, and we will not enter the world-defying universe for the time being. Wait for the other Yishan universe guys to explore the truth. The changes of the world-defying universe are too fast, and the Lord of the Universe was caught off guard, especially the sudden formation of the Tianshuan star field and the sudden destruction of the Dark Ancestors, which made them very afraid of it. Chen Shang, who was in the Heavenly Jade Star territory, secretly contacted the Heavenly Jade Domain Spirit, and got its consent to support some of the energy for him to refine things. So Chen Shang left the area where the charming Heavenly Demon was and came to the area near the center of the Tianshuan Star territory. There is a lot of light and heat here. With Chen Zhang's current strength, he didn't dare to go any further. He released the Divine Mirror of the Six Paths and the Divine Furnace of the World, and then two rays of light shot out, falling on the Divine Mirror of the Six Paths and the Divine Furnace of the World, defying respectively. This is the energy condensed by Tianshuan Yulingxi from the center of the star field. It is mainly to collect the light and heat emanating from the stars, and then gather them together to fight them out, and there is no damage to the stars themselves. The stars will naturally emit light and heat, and the creatures in the star field will absorb the energy emitted by the stars according to their abilities, and then use the 6 cultivation laws or the fate cultivation rules to cultivate and become stronger. In the past, when the world-defying universe was just created, the star field in the universe was still very weak, and it could be easily controlled by the life and soul of the universe, and could even be easily destroyed by some strong people. As the world-defying universe becomes stronger and stronger, the stars also become stronger, and when they converge into a star field, they condense into an extremely terrifying force. Especially in the current Tianshuan star territory, not everyone can control it. Although Chen Shang can't control this Tianshuan star territory, but fortunately the stars in this star territory give him a bit of a thin face, so he can still use this energy to refine things, which makes him feel a lot more at ease. Chen Shang is refining the Tao seed of the dark ancestral origin. He has discussed with Sister Xiaojing, and he wants to refine it into a world-class Tao seed, and then integrate it into the divine mirror of 6 paths. Creator, I just learned the news. The ancestral source of creation in the world-defying universe is gradually leaving. Tianshuan Yuling suddenly sent a message to Chen Shang. What? Why did those ancestral origins run away? Chen Shang was very surprised. The ancestral source of creation was still very important to him. The giant ancestral source of creation could be refined into the arrogant Taoist species, or he could obtain the fate from the ancestral source of creation. Cultivating the way of fate. After having 9 fates, you need an ancestral fate in order to condense the primordial spirit of fate. If there is no ancestral source of creation, there is no way to cultivate the spirit of life and life. Maybe the ancestral source of creation realizes that it is dangerous to continue to stay in the arrogant universe. Tianshuan Yuling said. But you don't have to worry, the ancestral source of creation that escaped mainly comes from another heaven. And the ancestral source of creation is not the product of Yishan. In the near future, there will be other ancestral origins appearing in the world-defying universe. Chen Shang learned from Guolingxie that the 3 ancestors appeared in Yishan because they descended the mother source of the 3 ancestral sources. A large number of ancestral origins of creation were bred from those 3 maternal origins. It seems that the world-defying universe is getting more and more complicated. Chen Shang said. The operation of the universe is ever-changing and mysterious. Tianshuan Yuling said. Creator, the world-defying universe will face great challenges in the future, and it will be even more chaotic. Chen Shang didn't speak anymore. He just wanted to hurry up and forge more world-defying Tao seeds, and then condense the world-class ancestors to create more huge star fields. With a few more star fields at the level of Tianshuan star field, there is nothing to be afraid of in the world-defining universe. No matter how chaotic it is, with multiple powerful star fields sitting in the town, you will be able to stabilize and not be harmed by various dark ancestors. The other ancestral sources of creation have all run away, but there will still be energy delivered to the world-defying universe. The center of the Tianquan star region is a proud ancestor, and this proud ancestor is also connected to a certain place, absorbs energy from there, and then feeds the stars of the entire Tianquan star region. Therefore, with the help of Tianquan star territory, Chen Zhang's refining of the dark ancestral origins Dao seed is also very easy. It has been completely refined, and it has been strengthened a lot. Brother, I'm going to merge with the world-defying Taoist. Sister Xiaojing said with a smile. After the fusion, I will become more powerful. After you merge, we'll go to Wanzhou Mountain. Chen Shang laughed and said, those guys are always thinking about our world-defying universe, it's time for us to go to them and make trouble. World-defying Dan God Chapter 4879, Counterattack Wanzhou Mountain. Wanzhou Mountain has always wanted to annex the world-defying universe. At the time, Wanzhou Mountain was connected to the world-defining universe through the Heavenly Mother's sacred wasteland. At that time, judging from the size of Wanzhou Mountain, the world-defining universe was simply not enough to see. But now, Wanzhou Mountain has been unable to swallow the world-defying universe in one breath, and even has to be surpassed by the world-defining universe. The growth rate of the world-defying universe is really too fast, even Wanzhou Mountain is unbelievable about it. Chen Zhang's cultivation has improved a lot. Although he is still not invincible to the Lord of Wanzhou, the Six Paths Divine Mirror has improved a lot. With the power of the Six Paths Divine Mirror, it is enough to protect Chen Shang from walking on Wanzhou Mountain. Chen Shang is now looking forward to going to Wanzhou Mountain, because Wanzhou Mountain has been regarded by him as a place to obtain resources. Sister Jing, how long will it take for you to merge with the world-defying Taoist? Chen Shang asked. I don't know yet, it's the first time for me to merge and refine, so I need a little time to figure it out. Sister Xiaojing said. Brother, don't worry. Wanzhou Mountain is there, you can't escape. Not necessarily. Do you still remember that there were Guiyuan beasts in Wanzhou Mountain before? Chen Shang shook his head and said, the Lord of Guiyuan once cooperated with Wanzhoushan, but later he wanted to take Wanzhoushan. If there is not a patron saint, the Lord of Guiyuan will definitely succeed. Yes, I almost forgot about this. After thinking about it, Xiaojing's sister also knew why Chen Shang was in such a hurry to go to Wanzhou Mountain. The Lord of Guiyuan is shriveled in the world-proud universe, and he is in a hurry to compete for Emperor Zun. If he can't eat the world-defying universe, he can only eat Wanzhou Mountain. That's right, so we have to hurry up and go to Wanzhou Mountain. Chen Shang was worried about this. After all, Wanzhou Mountain's resources were very important to him. Although Wanzhou Mountain has a strong patron saint, I am sure that the ghost the Lord of the Abyss will definitely be able to kill that Patronus. It's only a matter of time. Then I will integrate the world-defining Taoist species as soon as possible. Sister Xiaojing said. Chen Shang is now flying to the area where the charming heavenly demon is, where there are many huge stars forming a ring, and the charming heavenly demon is cultivating in a nebula in the center. I need a lot of world-defying Dao seeds, and they must be at the level of cosmic Dao seeds. Chen Shang looked at the vast Qinghai in all directions, thinking about his own plan. If the charming heavenly demon cultivates a body, then I will take her to Wanzhou Mountain first. The level of the cosmos Dao species, which is equivalent to the world-class Dao species in the center of the Tianquan star field, or the Dao species within the Dark Ancestors, they are all the cosmos Dao species level. If you want this kind of Dao seed, you need a lot of star power to refine. Chen Shang can't refine the stars in the world-defying universe now, so he can only go to other universes. Just after Chen Shang waited in his heart for 2 days, the Madian Yao sent him a message through the communication talisman. Little brother, I feel that you are waiting for me outside. Is there anything urgent? Madian Yao asked. Her practice was coming to an end, and after sensing that Chen Shang was outside, she herself was very curious and wanted to know more about Chen Shang. Why did Shang come to her? It's nothing, I just want to take you to a place to go shopping. Chen Shang he said with a smile. Sister Mei, how long will it take for you to come out? Come on, Madian Yao sighed softly. The energy of Tianquan star territory is indeed very strong, but I encountered some problems which caused slow progress. What's the problem? Chen Shang asked. I'm too greedy, I want to do it in one step. I just want to use the shortest time to absorb more energy to condense my body. In this way, My new body is directly in the state of the year, and then I made a little mistake. Mei Tianyao laughed at himself. Then I failed, so I had to start all over again. Chen Shang was also very depressed, which meant that it would take a long time for the charming heavenly demon to cultivate its body again. Sister Mei, you get a body first, and leave the matter of becoming stronger for later. Chen Shang said with a smile, your soul is so strong, it's nothing to be weaker. You want to see me in such a hurry? Are you greedy for my body? Mei Tianyao smiled tenderly. Okay, you little rascal, you have ***** for Guoling Shay, but I'm so presumptuous toward my sister, look. Come on, in your eyes, I am a feisty woman. Nothing. Chen Shang smiled awkwardly. Sister Mei, I really want to take you to a place, after going there, I promise that there will be a way for you to quickly gain a strong body. By the way, Dark Ancestor the source has been killed by me. Wanzhou Mountain has so many resources, after entering, as long as you have enough power, you can do whatever you want in it. With the strength of the charming heavenly demon, as long as he can defeat the guardian deity of Wanzhou, Chen Shang can obtain a lot of resources in it. Charming Tianyao still trusts Chen Shang, because Chen Shang destroyed the Dark Ancestor, so she thinks that Chen Shang has this ability, although she doesn't know how Chen Shang can help her, but she thinks Chen Shang is trustworthy. That's alright. Wait a minute, I'll train my body out, and I can barely handle it. Mei Tianyao smiled tenderly. Little brother, you take your sister, do you fancy the power of my soul? I want to am I your thug? Well, we cooperate with each other and benefit each other. Chen Shang snorted and said, Sister Mei, I just said that I destroyed the Dark Ancestor, do you believe it? Of course I believe it. I can't feel that disgusting thing anymore. Mei Tianyao said, you are indeed very capable. But you should also know that Xuanzu will attack us soon, and we are all in the same boat now. So, we have to help each other. Chen Shang said with a smile. I will take you to Wanzhou Mountain, and by the way, I will learn more about Xuanzu from you. Okay, I'll go to practice first, I'll be out soon, you wait patiently for a few days. Said Mei Tianyao. After charming heavenly demon was willing to pass, Chen Shang breathed a sigh of relief, he was worried that charming heavenly demon would not agree before. He took out the messenger and went to contact Guan Yiyu. Auntie, I'm going to enter Wanzhou Mountain. You are near the passage opened by Wanzhou Mountain, right? Chen Shang asked. Xiaoshang, are you sure you want to enter Wanzhou Mountain? It's very dangerous inside, Guan Yiyu said. Elder Siquan told us that Wanzhou Mountain has become very different, and it is much more dangerous than before. Auntie, you don't have to worry about me. Chen Shang said. By the way, in addition to Wanzhou Mountain, there are other alien universes that are also opening up space passages, you should pay more attention. Got it. Although Guan Yiyu was a little worried, she did not stop Chen Shang from entering Wanzhou Mountain. She also felt that she should counterattack Wanzhou Mountain. 3 days passed, the soul of the charming heavenly demon wrapped in a strong light suddenly gradually dispersed. Chen Shang saw through the clouds and mist, and vaguely saw the delicate and petite figure. Is this the charming heavenly demon? World Defying Dan God Chapter 4880, Cracked Soul Power. Chen Shang looked at the figure, and felt that it was completely different from what he imagined. He had previously thought that the charming heavenly demon should be a seductive woman with tall, long legs and a hot body. Little brother, I have become. In that fog, a pink light and shadow suddenly flew out, it was a woman wearing a pink dress. This is Mei Tianyao, with a delicate and beautiful melon seed face, and a delicate and petite figure with a hot body. To Chen Zhang's surprise, the charming heaven demon had fox ears and a fox tail, so it turned out to be a fox demon. You are a fox. Chen Shang looked at Mei Tianyao's pretty face with a look of surprise. Mei Tianyao's face doesn't look so coquettish and charming, on the contrary, it has a bit of simplicity and innocence, which is very different from Chen Zhang's previous imagination. I was originally a demon. Mei Tianyao put his hands on his hips and snorted. Why, do you think I'm not as good looking as Guoling Shay? Where, isn't it the same? It's just a little shorter. Chen Shang said with a smile. Then tell me, who is more beautiful between me and her? Mei Tianyao said. You are all about the same. Chen Shang laughed and said. Let's go to Wanzhou Mountain. HMPH, I can feel it. The way you look at me is completely different from when you look at Guoling Shay. Mei Tianyao snorted. You men, you really look at your face. Sister Mei, you are also very beautiful, don't be arrogant. Guo Lingshe is a good girl, but she is too cold and doesn't eat human fireworks. I always feel that something is missing. Chen Shang also teased Mei Mei with her ponytail hair. Tian Yao smiled and said, Sister Mei is more approachable. Humph. Mei Tian Yao also knew very well that if he only looked at his appearance, he couldn't compare to Guo Lingshe. Guo Lingshui's natural and perfect face, even Mei Tian Yao himself is very envious. So, you still think Guo Lingshe is good? Mei Tian Yao pouted. Everything is fine. Chen Shang spread his hands and said with a smile, even if you are all fine, what does it have to do with me? Then do you want to have them all? Mei Tian Yao gave Chen Shang a blank look. Do you want to hear the truth? Chen Shang laughed wickedly. Speak. Mei Tian Yao was also curious about what bad things Chen Shang was thinking. Your soul, Guo Lingshui's body, I feel that this is the perfect match. Chen Shang laughed and said, when you possessed Guo Lingshe, it was really very feminine, I almost couldn't stand it. Stinky man. Mei Tian Yao cursed with contempt on his face, then patted Chen Zhang's butt. Let's go to Wanzhou Mountain. Chen Shang also told the truth just now. When Guo Lingshe was possessed by the charming heavenly demon, that charming energy combined with that beautiful body was indeed very seductive. The divine mirror of 6 paths immediately made a space jump and came to the outside of the Wanzhou Mountain passage. This passage was opened by Wanzhou Mountain. There were other passages before, but they were all closed. Wanzhou Mountain finally opened a passage, but they dare not come over now, because they just learned that the Lord of Guiyuan was shriveled. Wan Zhoushan did not dare to act rashly until he knew the situation of the world-defying universe. The divine mirror of 6 paths entered Wanzhou Mountain directly through the space channel. After entering, I saw a very barren Loess land, and the sky was yellow. Chen Shang, how did you destroy the dark ancestral source before? Charming Tianyao said sternly. Actually, it's not that I killed it, I just successfully persuaded the domain spirits of the Tianshuan starfield to let the Tianshuan starfield attack. Chen Shang said, you should know the power of the Tianshuan starfield, right? It's really not easy for you to be able to communicate with Tianshuan star territory. Mei Tian Yao Shui Ling's eyes were slightly shocked. The divine mirror of 6 paths was flying over this piece of Loess, and the charming heavenly demon was always vigilant. She knew very well that Chen Shang brought her here to make her a thug. I came to Wanzhou Mountain mainly to collect the stars in it. Chen Shang said. There are many spaces inside Wanzhou Mountain, and there are also multiple universes, but the space inside is complicated. Chen Shang also knew that the Loess wasteland where they were located was one of the many spaces in Wanzhou Mountain. It's simple, just tear the space. Charming Tianyao said. By the way, what do you want the stars for? There are too many stars in the world-defying universe, especially the Tianshuan star territory, those stars are very fat. Quote. Tianshuan star territory promised to destroy the dark ancestors for the reason of maintaining the world-defying cosmos code. That is to say, the stars cannot be destroyed in the world-defying universe, or the star territory will fight back. Chen Shang said, I promise. They will no longer destroy the stars of the world-defying universe. It turns out that, so you can only think of other universes. Mei Tian Yao said, I will help you tear apart the space here, and help you go to the hidden universe inside Wanzhou Mountain. Will this make a big noise? Chen Shang said. There is a patron saint here, and his strength is still very strong. I don't want to meet that guy. The guardian deity of Wanzhou Mountain can easily destroy a group of ghostly beasts, and its strength is unfathomable, so Chen Shang did not want to fight against that guardian deity. With me here, there's nothing to be afraid of. Mei Tian Yao was very confident and said with a smile, as long as I don't meet a guy like the Lord of Guiyuan, I can handle it, even if the Lord of Guiyuan comes, you can't beat me in a short time. Okay, be careful, Chen Shang nodded. Charming Tian Yao took a deep breath, the pink skirt on his body suddenly turned black, and then an extremely terrifying aura emerged. What power is this? Chen Shang was very shocked, the aura emanating from the charming heaven monster was not evil, but it was very terrifying. Of course it's my soul power, it's rare and strange. Mei Tian Yao snorted. Watch it. I saw her palms condense that kind of black soul power, and then with a swipe in front, a space crack was torn open. She made a pulling action with her hands in the air, and the space crack became very large. Come in, Mei Tian Yao hurriedly shouted, I found a universe with strong star energy. Chen Shang immediately controlled the 6 paths divine mirror to fly over, passed through the cracks in the space, and came to a universe full of stars. Looking around, they were all very bright stars. Yes, Chen Shang said with a smile. Sister Mei, you are not just a random universe, your soul perception is really strong, no wonder Guo Lingshe wants to ask you for advice. Ah, really? Madian Yao's beautiful eyes flashed, a little happy. Yeah, she told me before that if I meet you, I want to ask you, would you like to teach her how to cultivate her soul and help her break through the bottleneck of her soul cultivation? Chen Shang said, of course I do, why didn't you tell me earlier? Madian Yao agreed very succinctly, which surprised Chen Shang.